Red hot comic book movie news. Defenders of the Earth. Defenders. The Weekly Planet. The Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James.
Hi, James.
Hello. Also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, my co-host, Nick Mason. Hello.
Oh, Nick Mason. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
We're doing a podcast today, aren't we?
That's right. It's podcast time.
That's right. Wherever you are in the world, this is your podcast time, some of it at the very least. How many podcasts are you listening to?
It's a great question. I reckon like half a dozen.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Ask me.
James?
None. Just none at the moment.
Yeah, why would you?
Not a single one.
Yeah. You're the Andre Agassi of podcasting. You're the best at podcasting, but you hate podcasts. You wish you never got involved in podcasting.
And I wear a very elaborate wig.
That's right. And a headband.
And a headband, yeah. I just don't have time, Mason.
Is that a reference anybody understands anymore? Andre Agassi was really good at tennis, but he hated tennis.
And he had a weird big wig.
I didn't actually know about that.
He did,
Okay,
yeah.
right.
It was a partial wig,
Oh.
at the very least. It's in his book, apparently. Yeah. He married Steffi Graf, another amazing tennis player.
Mm-hmm.
They had kids.
How
But
did she feel about tennis?
I think he's mostly indifferent.
Yeah,
I think
right.
if you're pressured into something
Yeah.
for 35 years,
Yeah.
you probably don't like it at the end.
Probably.
Except for the money.
Yeah.
I think by the end he was like, I kind of love this or whatever. But no, he hasn't made his kids play or anything. They'd probably be dynamos, but not interested. Anyway, Mason,
Hello.
speaking of dynamos.
Hello, we're doing podcasting.
We are. These are the topics we're going to be covering this week in the lead up to M3GAN. We're going to be talking about the biggest hit of the year as of so far. Avatar came out last year, Mason.
That is correct.
Ah.
But it's still the biggest hit of this year, I think.
That is true. It is. Well, I think it's now it did surpass Force Awakens, so it's like the fourth biggest movie of all time now, or something. Yeah. We're going to be talking about the what's that movie coming out? The Thunderbolts movie and what's going on there, what kind of situation it is, because it might not be the movie you think it is, Mason, or you've already figured it out. We're going to be doing trailers for Shazam, Fury of the Gods, 65, and Dungeons and Dragons. And we're also, of course, going to talk about things that were cancelled this week, as of always. There's an
Thought we were going to escape it 1 week.
No,
Ever.
Mason, no.
Aw.
There's an Aquaman Batman update. We're going to be talking about Justin Roiland and all the properties that he is no longer being a part of. And then a little bit on The Last of Us and the future of that series, Mason.
Oh.
Let's start with this. Marvel Studios Director of Visual Arts, Andy Park, you might see. Follow him on Instagram. If you don't, he often posts a bunch of like concept art and like early designs for different characters and stuff. It's all very interesting. He wrote this. He put a bunch of images up of the people in Thunderbolts. He said, Taskmaster, the Red Guardian, Yelena and Valentina Allegra Di Fontaine will be returning in the upcoming Thunderbolts film.
Oh.
It's like it's a Black Widow sequel. These movies are connected or something. It's going to get interesting. But then he went
Did
back.
he say or something?
Yes.
Okay.
This is what he wrote. But then he went back and deleted the it's a Black Widow sequel. Because people are like, hey, we don't want that. We want an actual Thunderbolts movie. Which is, fair. Because it's just like 3 people with the Black Widow powers and 3 other people with the Captain America powers or whatever
And
it is.
I read somewhere, and this was an unsubstantiated rumor, but I'm going to believe it's true, that maybe Ghost is out for some reason.
But now I think Ghost is back in. And I
think that's
also
a
read
misdirect.
that. Don't know. So yeah, and it's apparently going to have the Sentry or Hyperion. I think it's Sentry that they're putting in. I can't really remember. I'm one of the 3 people in the world that actually didn't mind Black Widow. I thought it was all right. It's not like as good as the Winter Soldier in terms of an espionage Marvel film, but I thought it was all right. What did you think of it from memory? It just should have come out in 2017. That was also the problem with that movie.
I mean, look, in retrospect, I think for me it probably fell apart a bit in the third act.
Yeah, no,
I think it worked
I
way
get
better
that.
as, highly trained, assassins running around Eastern Europe punching each other. But when they were all falling out of a helicarrier or whatever it was.
Yeah,
and it
Russian
was
helicarrier.
Russian helicarrier, and it was all, it was all
Debris.
CGI and just a lot of people falling for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think I lost interest a little bit, but...
But you would understand that they're 20 minutes high in the air, and that's why it took them 20 minutes to fall.
Yes,
So
precisely.
it was even
yes.
that scene where they were like, how high are we going?
20
At least
minutes.
20 minutes. 20 Russian minutes.
That's right.
Very good.
That's a lot of plates of borscht, I would have said.
Is it?
Yeah.
In 20 minutes? How many you could get
2.
down? Yeah, 2. That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. I mean, that being said, the people in it,
It's a beet soup.
yes.
Yeah.
It's the people in it I like. So, movies. And that's what I think. The other news that I just remembered now that I'm putting in, Mason, is that apparently Scarlett Johansson, remember she had a Marvel film in the works that she was developing or whatever?
No.
Well, she was.
Oh, great.
And now she's not. That might have been under the old guard and might have been something to do with the deal where they didn't pay her. Remember, they were like, we're not going to pay you. And she was like, oh, you should.
Yeah, I reckon. You should, I reckon. Yeah. On account of the contracts and stuff.
Yeah, and that's what happened there. So.
Oh, okay. Was this a project she was producing?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know anything really beyond
Dead Black Widow.
Yeah.
They've given me complete creative control.
Yep.
So it's going to be Black Widow at the bottom of a ravine, just dead.
Yeah, just dead.
2 hours. I will not be there. We're getting a body double.
Yep.
We're deep faking my face.
Yeah, you can use the footage from the previous movie or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Do you think if that was what she pitched, that was why it was cancelled? Do you think that would have done it?
Yeah, I reckon it might have done it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Not as thrilling as you'd hope.
No.
Here's one bit of news, speaking of Marvel.
Oh, you love bringing one bit of news
I do,
every week, don't you?
yeah. This is from Variety, and you'd be way across this, but I think it's delightful.
I'll tell you that if I am.
Original Blade star Stephen Dorff is sick of Marvel's worthless garbage, mocks MCU's Blade. We already did it and made it the best.
Look.
Yes.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. It's true, yeah.
Blade is the best. Blade 2, probably better.
But
do you think Marvel
Yes.
can make a better Blade than one of those movies at this point in time? I love the casting.
Yeah.
I love the new Blade, but they seem like they're having some trouble with it and have been for a number of years.
Well, that's true. Well, I mean, speaking of, the article says, of course, Stephen Dorff is no stranger to railing against Marvel. The actor went viral in 2021 after telling The Independent that Black Widow looks like garbage. And then he was embarrassed for its leading star, Scarlett Johansson.
Damn.
Now Dorff is back with a fresh Marvel tirade courtesy of the Daily Beast. He said he'd only want to star in contemporary comic book films if they were more like when I started when we made Blade, or the few that have been decent over the years, like when Nolan did The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah. That was a high watermark, wasn't it, for comic book movies? I don't know if you remember that movie.
That's right.
It actually was quite beloved. I think Heath Ledger even won an Oscar for it. Yeah.
For what?
For doing a big acting in it.
Oh, like his performance alone.
I think that was something to do with it.
That'll do it. So Dorff said, all this other garbage is just embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, God bless them. They're making a bunch of money, but their movies suck. And nobody's going to remember them. Nobody's remembering Black Adam at the end of the day. I didn't even see that movie. It looked so bad.
I mean, Black Adam is not a Marvel movie, is it? So, maybe someone should tell him that. Yeah.
But yeah, look, I mean, I like, in terms of supernatural stuff, I did really like Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I mean, it's not going to be as bloody, isn't it? Is it?
No.
And that is sort of a key component, I think, of a Blade vampire story. There's got to be tons of blood.
Tons of blood. I mean, he should be, I know he doesn't love a comic book movie except this one he's in called American Hero.
American Hero, from zero to superhero.
Yeah.
Stephen Dorff and Eddie Griffith.
He's got the push powers.
Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. What's on his T-shirt?
The
wacky
Captain
slogan?
America shield.
Oh, terrific.
It's just the Captain America symbol for real.
So anyway, as you mentioned, the original director Bassem Tariq exited the film 2 months before the intended production start date. Anyway, Dorff continued to say, how's that PG Blade movie going for you that can't get a director?
Oh.
And then he laughs, it says, because anybody who goes there is going to be laughed at by everyone because we already did it and made it the best. There's no Steve Norrington out there. What happened to Steve Norrington?
He's alive.
Yeah, I know.
Talked about him.
Yeah.
He did leave Extraordinary Gentlemen,
That's
and then
right.
he disappeared.
Then he disappeared, that's probably why. Yeah. Earlier in the interview, Dorff said he'd do mainstream movies all the time if they were good.
I mean, okay, he's also done a movie called Break.
American Superhero Heroes,
American
Superhero Zero, Superhero Man.
This one's, he did Alone in the Dark. He did that movie. He did The Price We Pay. Tomorrow
The Price is Right, the movie.
Yep, he did. Tomorrow You're Gone. But hey, man, he's worked.
That sounds like one of those movies. It's an Australian movie. They've got an American to drop in.
That's true.
And it's about a fight in a car park. Tomorrow You're Gone, mate.
You're gone, mate. He was in The Power of One. And he also was in one of the seasons of True Detective, I want to say.
Was he? 2 or 3?
Yeah, with like Ray Fisher or something.
Was that the old-timey one?
I can't remember which one it was.
It's one was the one that everybody liked with Matthew McConaughey.
Yep.
2 was the one about real estate that I thought was actually pretty good.
The Vince Vaughn one.
Yeah,
yeah. Then he was in.
But
3,
it wasn't. Yeah, he was. And then 3 was the one set in the 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. The second one got a bad rap because it wasn't as spooky and magical as the first one.
That's true.
But they never claimed they were all going to be spooky and magical.
Well, I disagree. I thought they all said they were going to be. Oh, Mahershala Ali was also in season 3.
Yeah.
With Stephen Dorff. What the fuck? Hey, your movie, we worked together for months. Your movie's going to suck. You're an idiot.
You're a big dummy.
Well, we also heard that he's not really happy with the way it's been progressing either. So, you know. Yeah. Hey, Mason.
Hello.
Did you hear this? The corpse of the DCEU twitched earlier.
Did it?
This week, yeah.
Was that just maybe maggots?
No.
Was it not a fly buzzing about?
I don't think it's maggots necessarily.
Oh.
Trailers Ahoy, Mason, because there's a new trailer for Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
That's right.
Guess who's back?
Shazam.
Correct. And what's happened?
There's some ladies are there.
Yeah, and they're like, we're going to get this.
Yeah.
Whatever the thing
they
is.
They need a something.
Staff or a stick.
Look
or
like
a
staff,
rock
maybe.
or a bird. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I saw this cop in a fair bit of hate and whatever, but the first one was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the director. You know, it's the cast is pretty decent as well. It's got Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren now.
That's right.
Nothing. This is gonna maybe
pretty good.
Let's see.
He's
a dragon. He's like, I just punched a flipping
Didn't
dragon.
they take that line out? They
They
took that line out. Yeah, because it's not in the movie. Apparently,
It's not in the movie. It should be in the movie though, because it's a great line.
It should be Shazam describing everything he just did or is about to do.
And he can't even believe it, Mason. So yeah, I don't know if you have much else to say about that. I certainly don't.
I also don't.
Okay, cool. Then,
but clearly, what it seems to be is that Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren's characters they can de-Shazam anybody they want.
Yeah,
it
they go,
seems
boom.
They de-Shazam Adam Brody, and he's like, I was Shazam for a second, but now I'm not.
That's true.
How are we going to get out of this conundrum?
Here's a question for you.
Probably believing in yourself.
Yeah, that would help. I reckon. So this is coming out in March.
Yes.
My question, I've forgotten it already.
Do you think it's going to be any good? Is the question?
No, I don't know. I mean, who knows anything? I've forgotten completely.
Is that the question? Who knows anything? Not you is the answer.
Who knows anything? No, I might remember. I might not. But there was also a trailer for 65, which is Adam Driver's new movie. This was I also have a question, but I think it wasn't the question I was thinking of. So there's more dinosaurs.
Yes.
We see more of the dinosaurs that are attacking him. I read a thing that maybe they took out a bunch of the herbivores and people are like, boo! We want majestic stuff as well, not just big T-Rexes. I understand that. You want a bit of the wonder and awe and of dinosaurs, etc.
That's what we want. Wah, 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 wah. You know?
That's right. This is what we want. It's also confirmed that they're humans, I guess, or early humans from another whatever. Here's a question.
Go on.
This wasn't my first question. This is my second question.
So it's going to be a forever lost question.
Probably, yeah.
Wow.
And that's
folks, if you based on your listening to the podcast in the past, if you know what question James was going to ask, email in and let us know.
My question might have been, did you know that Shazam is coming out in March?
No.
Well, it is.
Okay,
that might not have been the question.
What's that competing with? Not
Great question, because the 65 and Shazam are released on the same day.
Whoa.
And I was going to ask, which one would you see first?
Shazam.
Really?
Honestly, Shazam, I would say
I go 65.
All right, we'll see you after this.
And we'll switch theatres.
Yeah. How about this? We make a pact. We'll switch halfway.
Why?
I don't know.
How about this?
Something to do.
We both see the movie that we don't want to see, and we never see the other one.
Great.
I do want to see Shazam, though, for real, but I also want to see Adam Driver shoot dinosaurs.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And another trailer we got this week.
If you couldn't have that, what if you just shot big birds at a zoo?
How big are the birds?
Like emu and above. Or that freaky giant chicken. You seen that giant chicken?
Yeah. Here's something that I'm going to put
like a man in a chicken suit. You seen it?
Wait, no?
Google giant chicken.
That's it?
Video.
Oh, fuck.
You'll hate it.
This is ridiculous. Someone should kill this chicken. Why is it this big? Is it a rooster or a chicken?
I don't know.
Because there's a big difference.
I don't know, man.
I have seen this.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's like a fucking bear. Who did this?
I don't know.
It's got fucking shoes on.
Yeah. It stole them from the farmer. It's like, these are my shoes now.
Something's going wrong.
Right?
I don't know what dimension this came from, but there's been a rift.
Do you think that maybe it's like CG'd or something.
No,
and then they've
it's
put a
too-
grain over it.
It's too good. Like, I mean, possibly.
All right, what about this?
It's also from 5 years ago.
Yeah. What about this? Adam Driver fights a shoebill stork. Like he has to have a fist fight with it.
That's fine.
Okay, it's fine, isn't
Where
it?
you hit one of those? Where you be hitting them? Not the shoe bill, certainly.
No,
the bill.
I reckon not the head either. I reckon
think like
I reckon they've probably got a very thick skull.
Yeah.
And no, like they're not operating off their brain.
I reckon
You know
if
what
you
I mean?
could get your foot on its neck,
Yeah, sure.
you could and you stepped on its body really hard, you could deflate it like an awful balloon.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Something to think about.
Its guts would come out of its mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Are they nice? They probably nice, are they?
They don't look nice.
Yeah, but sometimes things don't look nice, and that's
true.
all right. Yeah, here's something that I'm probably going to put in a video at some point.
Go on.
Big Bird was supposed to be on the Challenger mission.
Oh no.
But yeah, and then they were like, well, we better not in case this explodes or whatever.
Or put some teachers on
And
instead.
then but I mean, it would have been on the news, Big Bird is going to space, and then the entire world would have seen Big Bird explode.
Yeah.
And then they would have had to explain that no, Big Bird's not really dead. He escaped, I guess. But the real people didn't.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's like...
Although I've had to say it's okay, kids, because Big Bird isn't real.
Yeah,
And that
exactly.
right?
Exactly, Mason.
This is nightmarish. I don't want to think about this at all.
Yeah. Horrible, right? Anyways, we got another trailer for Dungeons and Dragons. We were talking about last week that you were like, they took all the fun and joy out of the clips you've seen in movies, and people are like, what is this? It's confused me.
Yes.
How did you feel about this one? I feel like they put some of the joy back in
I
it
think they
potentially.
did, and we saw some new little clips.
You didn't do a little jump though with a loot.
No, that's true. But there's a way that's going to be in the trailer. That's going to be in the movie properly. One would hope. Look pretty good.
Look pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you still think it's going to make $1 billion?
I've never said that. I don't think it'll make any money. It'll make no money.
Yeah, but what if it does?
I'll be surprised.
Yeah, but not necessarily wrong.
No, I'll be wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But not fussed either way.
I won't be fussed either
Okay,
way,
great. Yeah. Do we know some people that are maybe in it? Who's to say?
Maybe we do.
Let's just leave it at that. I hope it's good. And I hope...
It's Chris Pine. We're friends. We're
Yes.
close personal friends with Chris Pine.
Man, how good would it be if that movie won $1 million and then...
It won $1 million.
No,
Let's start again. How good would it be if that movie won $1 million?
Yeah, and then
on a
we-
scratch card or something?
and we won $1 million also.
Okay.
Was
The
my
movie's
next
just
thing.
milling around a 7-Eleven or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, late at night, and he's like, I might get a scratch card.
Yeah.
And then the movie wins $1 million.
But then also we win $1 million.
How?
That's the movie win $1 million.
I don't know, man.
I was going to say, how good would it be if the movie made $1 billion and then we won $1 million, which was also nothing. But I just think it would be good if we won
I
$1
think it'd
million.
be good, yeah. That'd be good. What I did notice, I think, is there's a lot of stuff in there that is sort of ripped straight out of the
Bear Owl?
the source books, maybe the owlbear,
Yeah.
but also like Justice Smith is flinging out some magic missiles, which is a classic Dungeons and Dragon zippity zappity do.
Maybe nerd.
No, it is though.
Yeah, maybe. Go on though. What else?
I don't know, a bit of fun, bit of little jokes.
Yeah.
They set off that collapsing bridge, bit of fun.
What is how and what? What does the general public think of when you say Dungeons and Dragons to them?
Ooh.
Like I don't know any normal people
Yeah,
that I
same.
would ask this to
Yeah.
because then I couldn't talk to them anymore. Like what's a person think when they
Stranger Things.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So that's good, I guess.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe it will make $1 billion.
I'm going to ask some people this week.
Okay,
I'm going to
great.
say Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons.
It does. So it does kind of have that energy of, and if you haven't played Dungeons and Dragons, but usually
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, you played it on D&D's for
Sandsmans,
Nerds?
yeah.
Yeah. But like, so as sort of an essential element, I think, of the Dungeons and Dragons experience is the Dungeon Master creates like this fully realized world and plot or whatever, and they're like, and they're like, okay, and you enter you enter the location, and there's all this and this and this, and somebody's just like, I throw a pitchfork into a crowd or whatever, and they're like, are you sure? Because the villagers are gonna get really angry. They're gonna, no, I'm gonna do it though. You know, like it really seems to have that chaotic energy of just a party of lunatics who just want to ruin all the plans that have been set up.
I understand.
You know, so that's a bit of fun.
Do you think though that? Oh my God, what is going on with me? Again.
You're seeking answers, but you don't know what the questions are.
I don't. I just don't know.
That's the first step
Isn't it just?
to enlightenment.
Fuck it. We're moving on.
Okay, great.
Mason.
It's not even that late.
No, it's not. I've had a long day. Claire and I were at an impasse today. We had a friend's birthday.
Oh, Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah. No, we had a friend's birthday, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was.
Do I know him?
Yes.
Huh.
And
Weird, I didn't get invited.
well, and it's like we couldn't get a babysitter, so one of us had to stay here. So I'm like, I will stay here. So I've spent all day with the kids, which is great. We had hot dogs. So it's holidays are winding up. We did little adventures, played some video games. There was some naps in there. It was good. It was good fun.
Kids, amuse yourselves. I'm taking
Yeah.
a nap. I'm taking some naps.
That's right. But then I walked the dogs after they went to bed, and then now I'm here. So
You walked the dogs after they went to bed.
Yeah, because Claire
The
come
dogs
back.
went to bed
Claire,
and you
yeah, the
walked
dogs,
them.
and-
You just dragged them around while they were unconscious.
No, don't wake up.
Shh. This is as good as exercise, I think.
Speaking of, though, Claire, my wife, Claire Tonti, she got a new single out, Mason. What's it called, though?
Free.
It is called Free, that's right. So if people...
I know that because the cover art says Free Claire Tonti.
That's right.
And I saw that and my brain went, Free Claire Tonti with purchase of second ClaireTonti of equal or greater value.
Oh, you weren't thinking like she was imprisoned in some kind of like...
No,
she tried to smuggle drugs into Bali, like Chappelle Corby or something.
She tried to smuggle drugs into Bali.
Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't that what Chappelle Corby did?
Didn't she want to smuggle them out?
I thought she was trying to get him in.
Huh.
Which doesn't make any sense. No wonder they arrested her.
Yeah.
This is nonsensical. What are you doing? But so yeah, if people go on Spotify or whatever, that would be cool, and just be like, give it a heart. That would be cool. Give it a play. I think it's a great song. I think it's very commercially viable, Mason.
Ooh.
Unlike this show, which is way too fucking niche. Mason, this week in the things that were cancelled,
Oh, yes.
Doom Patrol
Oh, yeah.
and Titans.
Ah.
Now, this is the HBO Max statement or whatever. Well, these will
We
be-
don't care anymore.
Yeah, shut up. Well,
We've softened you up by cancelling some stuff you really were excited to see. And we're just going to
No,
keep
it's
doing
just-
stuff. What are you going to do now?
Well, these will be the final seasons of Titans and Doom Patrol. We are very proud of these series and excited for fans to see their climactic endings, etc. and so forth. Now, someone tweeted James Gunn and said, with Doom Patrol and DC Titans officially ending due to the new direction of James Gunn and Safran, all the fans can say is good luck. It's a mighty big hill you have to climb to win the majority of fans over who enjoyed the show and movies. I'll be kicking my feet up, waiting.
Ooh.
And James Gunn said, the decision to end the series precedes us, but I certainly wish the best for the talented group of creators, actors, and the rest of the crew that produced both shows. Here's the thing.
Go on.
Even if James Gunn and Peter Safran cancelled this thing, I think most people don't give a shit. I think most people don't know these exist, and that's also the reason why they're being cancelled. Like, I think, again, the same people that I'd ask about Dungeons and Dragons, if I was like, hey, do you watch the show Doom Patrol or Titans? They'd be like, I don't know what that is or what app that's on.
We watch Stranger Things.
That's right.
And we watch Red Notice. In between seasons of Stranger... We watch one on our phones and one on our television.
That's right. We watch one episode of Stranger Things and then we watch Red Notice.
That's
Then
right.
we watch the next episode of Stranger Things and then we watch Red Notice.
And then we imagine a team up between the Red Notice boys and the characters from Stranger Things.
Imagine.
Imagine, right?
I can imagine it.
Anyway, this has been a bad couple of months for Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Who's in both Batgirl and in Doom Patrol.
I mean, he was winning all those awards and people are acknowledging that he's an actor again. So there's that. Isn't he also just the voice of the robot?
Yes.
Not just. He's not in it much though, is he?
There are some flashback sequences where he's,
But he's not like there every week being like, hello, I'm here.
No, there's a different guy in the suit.
Who is it? Are you Googling it?
No, I already Googled it.
You already Googled it.
It's,
Shouldn't you have the answer already?
Riley
then?
Shanahan.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, apparently also, it sucks though. I should watch both or some of, or at least Doom
Well,
Patrol.
it's too
right?
late. Maybe if you had, they wouldn't be cancelled anymore.
I reckon they still would have cancelled it
Oh, yeah.
if I had watched it. I don't think it would have made that much of a difference, honestly. So apparently some of the DCU slate is supposed to be announced this month. James Gunn has said that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's not many days left in this month.
That's very true.
It's
But he got you there because he said this month. And then under his breath he went, but I could be talking about any month.
I could be pointing to any month. Yeah. On my calendar. You can't see it.
My DCU calendar.
Yeah. So probably by the time this goes out, he'll probably have said it all. But it looks like we'll be talking about that next week. There you go.
And also, when you said Brendan Fraser is having a good month, you know, of course, he's being nominated for awards and he's having a Hollywood resurgence. A lot of people are treating him like a Make-A-Wish kid.
That is true. They
Yeah.
are, aren't they?
Yeah,
Wow,
they're
you
like,
did it.
You did it, hooray.
You're the best actor.
Yeah, we're so good.
Apparently it's very good and whatever. I haven't seen it. I think it's on one screen in Australia, in Adelaide or something.
Yeah.
Mason, it's time for an Aquaman Batman update.
Is it?
Yep.
Nice.
This is what Jason
If we had a
Momoa
theme
said.
song, it'd be the classic Danny Elfman Batman theme.
Yep.
But like as if it's being played underwater, so all bubbly.
What about if it was na 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 Batman and also Aquaman?
That's nice. That's good.
You think that's good?
Yeah, that's great.
And then it goes on like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, Jason Momoa said, I shot a couple of different Batmans.
They were asking him to take a photo with me on Hollywood Boulevard, so I shot a couple of them.
I think there was a Schumacher one, and I think an Adam West one, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I think maybe a steampunk guy. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I didn't see Gotham by Gaslight. It might have been that one, though. But you just don't know what's going on, and we'll see what the end product is. I'm feeling really flippin' good. He didn't say flippin', though, Mason.
So hang on, what is he talking about here?
He shot with two Batmen. He shot with Keaton and he shot with Affleck.
Right, yeah.
Aquaman's not going anywhere, so it's all right. Everything's going to be good. We're still here, and then I might be dipping into some other things too.
Hell yeah.
Lobo, because he's going to be Lobo, probably. So there you go. Do you think we're going to see either of these Batman? Or because if he's going to carry on over into the new universe, do they want to be like, and Ben Affleck's here? Or will people be like, what? I think
every once in a while they want to do something to placate the Snyder fans. So I think if they're gonna show us if we're only gonna get one Batman cameo, I think it's gonna be Affleck.
Yeah, fair enough. Not Keaton. Because people I think more people would probably know Keaton as Batman, though, right?
No.
More people saw those movies.
Yeah, trillion years ago.
Yeah, I know, but like, but he's, people like seeing an old Batman come back, Mason. Yeah, I don't know. Did you see also there was the story that Netflix have bought all the Snyder DC characters?
Oh yeah, I did say that. Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
It's great.
I'm so if you're into all of that, God bless you. I appreciate that. It's good being a fan of something.
God bless you and love you.
Yeah, but it's it's done. I'm sorry. It's done.
Are you really sorry?
Yeah, I mean, if you love a thing and it's cancelled, that sucks probably.
Yeah.
I don't like anything, so it doesn't matter to me.
That's right.
Cancel everything. I don't give a shit.
You like dragging your dogs around late at night on
That's
walks.
true. Mason.
What if they cancelled that?
Who?
The RSPCA. Because of your cruelty to animals.
I don't think they would.
Wow.
I think that would be, even for them, that would be too far. Yeah. Mason, I should have put this news earlier because this is fucking sucks all around. So Justin Roiland.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's been multiple accusations leveled against him. Well, he was officially charged a couple of years back with, I think it was...
Apparently people knew this, but I didn't.
People knew in the industry, yeah,
Right.
well, at the very least, with hitting his wife and also kidnapping. And in addition, bearing in mind the court case is still happening and he's like, I didn't and whatever. But there's also been a bunch of texts that...
Did he say I didn't and whatever?
I didn't and whatever.
And which voice did he use? Morty, probably. Because you want to show...
Yeah,
you're
a little boy.
Yeah, that's right.
And also, there's just been a bunch of leaked DMs with him and underage girls and whatever, just saying really awful things that are seemingly confirmed as well.
Yeah.
And now I know people are like, well, haven't we learned anything and we shouldn't cancel and whatever? Sure. This is all terrible, though.
Yeah.
And seems some of it is probably true.
And also, my feeling is that, and there might be an update in weeks to come. I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
Adult Swim and various other agencies have been like,
Yep.
we're ending our relationship with Justin Roiland. And, Rick and Morty is essentially like $1 billion property.
Exactly.
And for them to go, instead of going, he's gonna step back for a little and we'll see what we're gonna do and we'll, he'll make some arrangements and he'll sort out things or whatever. For them to be like, no, we're done with this. I would guess there's like worse stuff to come.
There's been talk of like stuff in the writer's room and whatever. And apparently I saw a thing that he only just, he doesn't actually write on the show really anymore.
Yeah, for years.
Because I know people have talking about how like the show's writing will suffer. And I know people have talked about it going downhill or whatever. I think it's like, like a lot of things, it's like, they're good ones and bad ones. But he doesn't write on it. Yeah, he does voice Rick and Morty, but that people might not like it, but that can be replaced. People can do those voices. Anyway, I also think that they're only doing this now because all of this has come to light. They could have done this like 2 years ago, but because it's they're all billion-dollar corporations.
That's true.
This is the time to come out and do this now that the public knows. So
yeah, I think I read somewhere Twitter. It
Yeah.
was Twitter. Something along the lines of like he hasn't been in the writer's room for years, like he's not welcome in the writer's room.
Yeah.
But
we'll see. So Adult Swim ended their association with him. Also, Hulu and 20th Century Animation have done the same for Solar Opposites and Koala Man. He left Squanch Games on January 16th. This is 4 days after facing 1 count of domestic battery with corporal injury and 1 count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, or deceit. This has all happened. That's from 2020. All of these industries and whatever and properties are moving forward. So the thing is, Rick and Morty will now the co-creator Dan Harmon will be the sole creator. Well, as mentioned, all his the voices of Rick and Morty will be recast. Also, if you look at the behind-the-scenes Rick and Morty stuff that they just put on Adult Swim on the YouTube channel from at least the last year, it might be longer. They don't talk to Justin Roiland at all. He's not featured in any of the videos. And at the time, I thought that was weird that, like, does he not work on this anymore? I guess he's doing Solar Opposites or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And the other thing is Dan Harmon, he faced accusations of himself in the writer's room where he, harassed a woman for years because he wanted to date her and she rejected him. And that's actually the reason, and that and his alcoholism at the time or drinking, that he left Community. But he also... These are different scenarios. Like, there are levels to these things, obviously, and there's nuance. And he also actually came out with a statement and talked about it and apologized. And the woman that was affected by him, like, accepted his apology. Like, that is a different scenario, and he handled that well.
Yeah, right.
And not only that, like, that's all well and good, but the woman that, was directly involved was like, sure, I understand, and, it was terrible, but, I appreciate you coming forward. Anyway, fuck all that. And
I saw some people, tweeted stuff like, obviously, this was going to happen because of all the, you just take one look at the show and you know exactly what kind of whatever. I don't think that's true.
I don't think so. I mean,
Some people just are completely normal, but they're like, what if a guy did a weird thing in a cartoon?
What if a guy did do a weird thing in a cartoon?
Yeah.
And then look at South Park. You know what I mean? As of so far, nobody involved with that has been like, probably, I don't know. So, you're right. I don't think it means anything. What do you think it means for all of these properties moving forward?
I mean, I don't know what the viewing numbers are like. Like, maybe it's been in a slow decline for years and they're like, we cut the cord on this. We may as well, Maybe the end was near anyway or something. Maybe they could rejig the show so it's like, they could kill off Rick and Morty and then it could be like the Summer and Jerry show.
Oh, yeah.
Space Beth.
Do you think they'll do that, though?
No.
I think they'll just... These people... I've seen people do impressions, but there's also a difference between doing impressions and doing new lines.
Yeah.
There is a difference.
Well, it's also interesting. I wonder if, I wonder if there's a nuance to the voices where if you got somebody who even can do an excellent Rick or Morty impression, you would listen to it and go, it's not quite the same.
Yeah. And maybe he improv some stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well, there were, those improv episodes, the interdimensional cable episodes.
Yeah, that's true.
Or I don't know. I mean,
it's interesting that they haven't really, well, not interesting. It makes sense now that they stepped away from that. So I guess if he was apparently just recording the dialogue and not doing anything else, then I guess they weren't using him for that, those particular things anymore. Anyway, wow. Mason, The Last of Us. I know you haven't watched it yet.
Correct.
But you've played the video game, one of them.
Yes.
And you said, okay.
I did. That's very true.
Well, I'm glad you said
Put it on the box. You've seen it.
Yeah, that's right. I can't believe
put it on the Game of the Year edition.
All
okay.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what buttons run? That's what it says on the box.
It should just push the stick forward more. No more run buttons. I don't think people do that anymore. It's not good. Don't do it. Unless it's a side-scrolling platform.
I'll click the stick in. That's my review.
I hate the click and the stick in thing, Mason. Anyway, it's been renewed for season 2.
There you go.
It seems as if that the first season will cover part 1. Second season will cover part 2. Craig Mazin, who was one of the writers on this along with Neil Druckmann, because he did
Chernobyl.
He said he doesn't like filler. So it seems as if this
his
first.
face says otherwise, mate.
Wow, Mason.
That's right.
I think he looks normal, and he hasn't done any of that actually. But if you say so, Mason, if you bloody
He's
say
had all
so.
his buckle fat taken out, which is the latest trend.
I haven't brought myself to watch any of those videos on.
I've not seen the
trends
procedure.
of
I don't-
whatever.
Okay,
no, I
right.
just mean the trends of what even that means, Mason.
Oh, yeah.
What does it mean?
I don't know, but I guess there's a new thing that it's always just a new. I guess the cosmetic surgery in the beauty industry is just like, what can we add or remove? What can we insist that people have added or removed to themselves?
Is it like here, these
Yeah,
parts?
it's just sort of
Makes you like gaunt?
like your cheek fat.
I need my
guess.
cheeks,
I
though.
didn't think like I. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought there's anything to give there, but
no,
I guess there is.
I thought it was just like flesh.
Yeah.
Weird. I'm the
Maybe,
kind
maybe they staple it on the inside.
I'm the kind of guy if I put on any weight, it's immediately to my face.
I'm the kind of guy who laughs at a funeral.
That's rude. You shouldn't do that. Where you going? Like people you know? You go to other funerals?
Yeah, all the time.
That's rude.
Yeah, I learned it from a Bare Naked Ladies song.
Oh, I thought they learned it from you. Mason. Anyway, so there's going to be 9 episodes this season.
Okay.
And then they're going to do the
Oh,
second.
yeah, we're talking about the last episode.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Now, you haven't played the second game.
Correct.
I'm not going to spoil the first game or the second game here.
So you were saying the second season is going to be The Last of Us Part 2?
Yes.
That means they've got to recast Ellie, right?
No.
You don't think so?
Because in real life, she's like 19. So you just age her up, put some different clothes on and whatever.
Oh, Bella Ramsey is...
Yeah, she's like 19,
okay.
maybe 20.
We'll see. I haven't watched it. I've only seen like...
Yeah, she looks young, but
Yeah.
you know, it's amazing what you can do with, you know, give her a mustache and you're like, well, this is an older
mustache
person.
and an eye patch.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And stand on a little soapbox.
So Neil Druckmann has also talked about the pressures of making a part 3, as in the video game. Because Naughty Dog also came out this week and they were like, we're not doing any more Uncharted. That's done, at least for the near and far future. But they said it's something, if we can't come up with something, we have a very strong ending with part 2, and that will be the end. I think there will be a part 3, maybe that will be it. Because, you know, Chernobyl is 9 episodes or whatever it is and it's done.
Yeah.
But I would also love if they did 2 seasons and then did nothing, and then in 5 years part 3 comes out and then they do part 3. Because apparently the show won't go past the game.
Okay, right.
Yeah, which is good. Anyway, you should watch it. I don't know why you haven't.
I'm going to watch it, God.
are you
I haven't had
doing?
no bloody time on myself, mate.
That's right. Now, just quickly before we talk about M3GAN, a couple of things. Caravan of
go on.
Garbage is back on Thursday. We're doing the Shrek franchise.
That's right.
I have to start making new videos for the YouTube channel again because I think people have had enough of me putting 4 videos in a row, which are compilations.
Oh, yeah,
and
they've had
January
enough.
is over.
You've been reading all the comments, have you?
Most people are fine with it. Some people are like, what, out of ideas already?
Yeah.
Maybe I am.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
And I'm not presenting any ideas, am I?
No, I got a big list, actually. I got a big list of ideas. Yeah.
Old big list Sunday movies over here.
I've got most of the caravan, not all, but actually maybe not all. At least 3/4 of the Caravan of Garbage is thought out for the year, with some room to move, Mason.
Yeah, good,
Plus,
good.
I got some video stuff, Mason. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, well, my point is I have ideas. The other thing, maybe there's a bonus returning segment after this bit we're talking about. Maybe it's gets a little bit spicy. It's been a few years, but we'll see. Mason M3GAN.
Oh, yes.
Better known as M3GAN. This is
If you're an American.
That's right. If you remember this, it's got a $12 million.
Wait, so is Craig Mazin?
Yeah.
Do Americans call him Craig Mazin?
They call him Craig Mesman.
Huh.
Yeah. Mazin, not Mazin?
Don't know.
Because Maze has an E. If it was Maze.
Ah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
sorry.
M3GAN has a $12 million budget, and it's one of those ones where excellent return on investment. It's already made roughly $134 million so far at the box office, Mason.
Big payday for us
Mate,
as
what?
investors.
Oh, because
You remember to invest that money in M3GAN, right?
No, I thought you wanted us to just win $1 million. I was just doing that.
I was being metaphorical.
Oh.
But I said it doesn't matter.
Anyway, huge return, not for us. This is weird.
Go
It says,
on.
what do you think the story was?
But it could be directed at anybody.
Yeah.
So, James, what did you think the story was?
Okay, there's a girl and her parents die in a car crash, and her auntie says, instead of looking after this girl, I'm going to build her a robot.
I'm going to beat her with a robot.
And the little girl's like, I love this robot. The robot's like, I love you, but also guess what else?
I'm a killer
I'm
robot.
an absolute fucking murderer.
Yeah,
And I'm
hell
going to
yeah.
do big murders.
I'm gonna do new innovative murders.
Yeah. So, but I'm doing Murders 3.0.
Yeah.
Because I've got new web technology.
That's right.
This M3GAN would have more spyware and shit in it and like upgrades and stuff. And it would probably be on like a subscription basis if it was a real thing. Am I
you
right,
reckon?
Mason?
Yeah, mate.
'Cause that's-
It'd be about to murder you, and then it would be like,
Yeah.
do you want to?
What do you got have you got
put your credit card number in, and I'll murder you. And you'd be
Yeah.
like, no, actually, I'd rather not. You're like, fair enough.
But no, I mean, if you're a fan of the Chucky movies, this
sure.
movie's kind of like, what if Chucky was actually a robot that went bad, which was also a recent Chucky movie that they did, if you recall correctly, Mason.
Yeah, right.
It's also
What if Chucky the murderous doll went bad?
Yes.
Can you imagine that?
There's also a little bit of Terminator in here, obviously.
Yeah, a little bit.
Some voice-
Especially, we'll talk about that. I think in spoilers.
and some alien stuff, I would even
Yeah.
say, which again is more spoilers. I think, look, as like a PG-13, like mostly bloodless, pretty kind of fun and entertaining kind of situation, I thought this was,
Well,
pretty
yeah. So
solid.
this was written by Akela Cooper.
Yes.
and she wrote, among other things, she wrote a
Malignant!
movie. Yeah, she wrote Malignant. She
wrote
wrote
Malignant.
Hellfest, a movie called Hellfest. I don't know what
Don't
that
know
is.
what that is.
But yeah, she wrote Malignant, and so it has. I think it's more. I would describe it as more mainstream than that.
Yeah, because there's
So
not like a horrible, like, that's got horrible violence in it. And this,
Yeah, so Malignant was more, and I think also Malignant was sort of written and directed in a particular style that sort of where the entire universe is slightly odd and off-putting.
Yeah.
Whereas this is way more of a like, it's the real world more or less. People talk and act like it's the real world.
Yes.
But there's this one crazy element,
Crazy
which is
thing.
the killer and murder
which
doll.
they don't really even explain kind of how it works or where it really came from. Like, there's the woman from Girls who's just like, I built this.
Is she from Girls? I haven't seen Girls.
Yeah, she's
really.
from Girls. She's one of the girls.
Okay. She's one of the titular girls.
I won't tell you. No, I don't have to tell you twice.
I've definitely seen her in other things that aren't the movie.
Yeah, she's in
Girls.
Get Out.
She's in Get Out. She's the
Yeah.
well, I won't say.
Yeah.
But she's the person. In
She's
Get
the
Out.
one who gets out,
Yeah.
but I won't say of what.
That's right.
I did
Because
think
that movie is just a series of people getting out of things.
that's right.
Whether it being, a car or some plans.
Yep.
You
Or a horse.
Yeah. And it's just we see their emotions.
Yeah.
And somebody's, get it, they're like, they get a call and they're like, oh, you can't come to brunch. Oh, but secretly they're like, yes.
Great, I love
Thank
that.
God I can sleep in.
Exactly. And also, the little girl in it is played by Violet McGraw, who I thought was really good. Because,
So this is the regular little girl.
the regular little girl.
Yeah.
I often you'll see people be like, "Boo, child performers" or whatever. And
Yeah,
I don't think I think I'm not really one to go if I think someone like a kid is bad in a movie. I normally just don't say anything.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Razzies. The
Yeah,
Razzie
that's what I was about to
nominations came
say.
out, yeah.
So this week, the Razzies nominated an 11-year-old girl who was in the new Firestarter movie, who also, by all accounts of people who have seen it, were like, "Look, the movie's not great, but she's she's all right." She was, she was okay in it and whatever. And the Razzies were like, "We're sorry."
But I mean, I think you've mentioned this before, but
Is it that I hate the Razzies?
it's that you hate the Razzies, and I also hate the Razzies. But the Razzies should be railing against and making fun of like huge mainstream, just built by committee terrible movies in that way. But it's always like, oh, you tried to do something different, did you? Well, haha,
embarrassing.
We're going to give you a little prize for being a loser or whatever.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Again, fuck the Razzies. But anyway, they were like, "We're sorry, we nominated an 11-year-old girl, I guess." You should know that. What are you doing?
Because if you look at some of the nominations, and I don't have any here at all.
I don't know. Because the Oscars were announced this week.
But it's a lot of like, it is, there's a couple of mainstream things, but then it's also like some like short films and indie films or whatever, and it's like, well, we're nominating this for worst drama or whatever, but it's just like, leave it alone.
Great. Good for you, I guess.
Yeah. Did
Anyway,
you
there
see
go.
this piece of news? This is my one bit of news, but I love,
Okay.
because I've already done my one bit of news. But
Would
apparently,
would you consider this like an additional bit of news? Is this second bit of news? Is this one bit of news again? How do you label something like this?
I'd rather not put any
I was going to say you
labels
probably
on it.
don't want to put a
Yeah, I
label
don't
on
want
it,
to put a
do you?
label on it. But apparently the Academy of Oscar Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, or whatever it's called,
Great.
is looking at whether or not Andrea Riseborough's grassroots campaign violated Oscar campaign rules. So
She was in What was that one? The Thing, Mason.
Yes. She was in Birdman. I remember she's in Birdman.
Yeah, but what was she in this year?
Can't remember.
Yeah.
But basically, like, apparently you can just, like, wine and dine all the Academy members and, you know.
This is how all this shit works.
Yeah. But apparently you can't go on, you know, social media.
Can't go on dates with them.
Exactly. That's right. And just be like.
Amsterdam. She was in
Amsterdam,
Amsterdam. Was that what she was nominated for?
Must have
She was
been,
in Matilda as well.
No, right.
But it wouldn't have been that. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
But it's just like.
I don't care.
No, exactly.
Also,
yeah.
she's good. I don't care.
Yeah.
Give her an award or don't. I don't care. Yeah. She's in an episode of Black Mirror where you could see everyone's brain or whatever. That's most of the episodes of Black Mirror.
Yeah. It's just different angles on the brain.
Anyway,
Don't look at my cerebrum. That's one of the episodes.
That's called Don't Look at My
Don't look at my cerebrum. I'm shy.
I'm playing a porno video game.
But that's okay in the future.
That's fine.
So it's actually not that
to
weird.
you in the present day,
Yeah,
you
might find it weird. But yeah.
But for me, it's good.
Yeah.
Your mate Ronnie Cheng is in this.
He is in this, yeah.
Yeah, pretty toned down for him, I thought.
Sure, right.
Because he's pretty like up there.
Yeah.
but I
he's
like,
absolutely in his
I like
wheelhouse
seeing
as
him.
a kind of the one of the managers of this toy company
Yeah.
who just
kind of awful.
he's just furious.
Yeah.
He's furious about what his employees are doing on company time, i.e. building a killer robot when they could be making cheap Furbies.
Yeah. I mean, I know they're designed, like those cheap Furbies are designed to be like, within the movie, they're awful, but it's so awful.
Yes.
So then I'm like, yuck. Also, Jenna Davis is the voice of M3GAN, and Amy Donald, who is a little girl, is in the M3GAN
So a
outfit.
little girl, not a little person.
No.
A little girl. Okay, right.
She's like a dancer and like a professional like athlete, gymnast kind of thing. And I mean, the voice performance is great, don't get me wrong. But the physicality of all of that, just really bizarre.
Yeah.
And I think if you went with a different direction with the way she moves and dances and little head moves and all of that, I don't think this works as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's like, the scene people know is like the dance up the corridor and
Yeah.
whatever, but there's a whole lot of little things in this that are like, Jesus. And there are moments when I'm like, I can't tell which part of this sometimes is an animatronic or a person because it's a mixture as well, because when she's like, it's pulled back, and you see her walking or whatever, it's a rubber face, and then they CGI it if they need it to like move about. And there's also an animatronic for up close where it like puppeteering and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's just really good use of all of that. I thought that was very good. Yeah. And like it didn't look like a short person in a kid suit. No. It looked like a kid.
That's
it was
why
like
it's so
kids,
upsetting.
Yeah, exactly.
The dance one especially, because you don't expect that level of sort of grace
from a child.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why it's so upsetting.
Yeah, it's too thin.
If I saw a little girl doing a little dance at a talent competition and she had that level of skill, I would storm the stage. I would throw a chair at her. Just for a robot, probably.
What are you doing there?
It's in a shopping centre or something.
Okay,
probably,
sure. Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, I'm going to Just Jeans.
What for?
That's a trick question. They sell other things than jeans.
I know they
Just
do.
Jeans.
You were probably going to wee in one of the change rooms. That's what I imagine you were going to do, Mason.
Sure,
That's what you get up to. Anyways, I think also what was good about M3GAN is there's also despite her being like an upsetting psychopath, there is a kindness to her that she demonstrates with the little girl.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing about her, I mean, we'll talk more about spoilers, but you would have seen in the trailer, the programming goes awry because she's designed to protect this little girl who's lost her parents. And I think there's moments of like...
In a shopping mall.
In a shopping mall. Yeah, that's right. There's moments in it where, you know, having conversations and comforting her and whatever, where you're kind of like, you know, I see why this robot is doing the things that it does. It's not entirely bad because often the people also it kills are not great either.
Sure.
Not that you should kill people or whatever, but I get it is what I'm saying.
Right,
like, I think it's not as like Chucky, which is like ridiculous and fun and gory on. Like, he's a literal psychopath. There's like nuance to this robot for some reason. And
you see both sides is what you're saying.
I love seeing both sides, Mason. I like sitting in the middle and going, I think I'm above all of this actually.
That's right, yes.
Yeah. I
Now,
see everybody's perspective.
How do you, if if this doll went to market in the real world, like was sold as a product
for $12,000 and whatever.
Do you think kids would like it? It's off-putting, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the face, and you'd have to give it a non-human face. You'd have to give it like an iPad screen face, or
sure,
make it more C-3PO or something. You know, it's no, I don't think.
Give it an iPad face, and you could download various celebrity faces.
Yep,
you could have it look like Benedict Cumberbatch.
But that's what mine would do.
Hello.
Yeah. That's what mine would do, Mason.
Yeah.
How far do you think we are away from getting, you're talking about if this was real, from getting a M3GAN? You know, because every now and then they'll be like, this robot can do a backflip and whatever.
Oh, just in terms of technologically.
Yeah.
Not as a toy, but as a...
Yeah, I mean, I think as soon as they can do it, it'll be like commercially viable within like 4 to 5 years after that, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So where do you think we're at?
I mean, the Boston Dynamics robots can do amazing
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying, but also you need the AI within it to be able to interact, and chat bots and whatever are pretty good these days. And
50 years.
50 years, yeah. I think it's further than people think. But yeah, I mean, you've seen like the demos.
Also, if any AIs are listening to this,
and they
maybe
are.
now or in the near future, I didn't mean 50 years.
I didn't mean 50 years.
I meant I'm just don't kill me is what I'm saying.
Oh, just don't kill me.
Just don't kill me.
Why would they be upset by 50 years?
No, maybe they're upset.
Oh, because they're like, we're here now already.
Yeah,
Don't you think they'd be like, we've tricked this idiot?
Oh,
and they're okay with that?
Yeah, that's maybe a good point.
Yeah. I think something else, Mason.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds about bloody right, mate.
What is wrong with me?
Look at me with my bloody thoughts and feelings.
Oh, yeah, okay, because I hate to harp on it about Elon Musk.
You
or
love
whatever.
harping on about Elon Musk.
I do actually, but
because M3GAN is on this.
I like being right.
M3GAN in this movie is M3GAN is she's touted as being less expensive than a Tesla, or some models of a Tesla.
Sure, but also like a Tesla's a car and can get you places. I mean, it's not a good car, but it can get you places. But
like the bloody Burns War.
Whoa! You'll say anything. I see both sides. Mason, but when Elon Musk brought it, he's like, look, we're building a Tesla bot.
Oh, I remember that. It was just a guy in a suit.
Yeah, but then more recently they showed the actual the prototype of the robot. Awful. That thing is decades away from being anything unless he just steals the tech.
50 years.
Yeah, but come on, man. If you even get this to market, this is nothing.
Yeah.
And so, I think you're right in the sense of it's a while away. And whenever you see those Boston Dynamics doing flips and whatever, they got a big backpack on them, a big.
Well, it's got a little man in it.
It's got a little man in it. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Pulling levers and so forth.
Yeah.
It's got that guy from Ocean's 11 in the backpack.
Oh, very good. He'd be able to do that, wouldn't he? Anyway, spoilers.
All right. Oh, first of all, best movie ever or worst movie ever?
Yeah. I think if you go...
I said best movie ever or worst movie ever, and you said
yes, I see both sides.
Oh, no, you got to pick one.
No, best movie ever.
Yeah, best movie ever, yeah.
But I think it's... Look, if you're looking for something as gory and off the wall as Malignant, it's not... It's like you said, it's more commercial and whatever. And look, if you haven't seen it at cinemas, I think you could also just wait for streaming. It can't be that far off, I'd imagine. But no, it's fun. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to take all of my kids to the zoo.
Huh.
After we watch the movie M3GAN. Spoilers, Mason.
Yes, go on.
Ronnie Cheng. Oh, no, he gets murdered.
Sure does.
A dog gets murdered. Oh, no, that's
Lady gets murdered.
Lady gets murdered. Other people, Alison Williams nearly gets murdered. Others.
Oh, M3GAN tries to hang that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, it can do the Terminator voice-changing thing.
Yes.
And it also boxes a mech. Just like the end of Aliens.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Which I thought...
it can do the Terminator thing where it's cut in half and it still works.
Oh, yeah. It does that weird rise up. Sometimes robots doing things.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Whatever. Tears a boy's ear off, and that's great. But there's the threat of more M3GANs because we know we're getting a sequel to this. She's going to M3GAN her own a new body and whatever. So what's going to happen?
Or maybe it'll be M3GAN 2, The Deadliest House.
Oh, no, that's not fun though, is it? A deadly house.
Yeah.
That's not spooky. I mean,
maybe it's M3GAN 2, she's in the internet.
Yeah, but again, not spooky. You want a physical embodiment.
Yeah, no, but she'll be in the internet for a bit.
And then she'll get out.
Yeah.
They'll have to use a virus because they're like, M3GAN's actually everywhere. She's in on my cars. She's in my toothbrush. Probably got a connection.
So I always put my toothbrush in a particular setting, but now it's on a different setting. Setting. It's an upsetting setting.
It's an upsetting setting.
They shouldn't build that into a toothbrush, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Oh no, my toothbrush has been set to murder. Mouth murder. They shouldn't put that on a toothbrush.
No,
I
they
don't
shouldn't
think.
have done that,
I'm going
I
to send an email to the manufacturers.
I think that would like the idea of like appliances going awry could be interesting, but I think you need a physical M3GAN.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good enough to just have a voice in a house. You know, like then again, like they did the normal Chucky movies and then they did the robot Chucky movie and now they're back to regular Chucky, I think.
Yeah. Is he magic?
Yeah, probably. Not the robot one.
Yeah.
But then, like, what if they did Poltergeist, but the house just has a virus in it, like like a similar way you can do this or whatever, you know? So
I think I'm speaking of Boston Dynamics. I think she will end up in a Boston Dynamics style robot for a while, and then she'll upgrade. She'll break into a nanotech lab or something,
and build a new face and etc.
Yeah,
I think you're probably right. Mm-hmm. Good stuff, Mason. Anything else?
No, it's a bit of fun, wasn't it?
It's worth giving it a bit of a look-see. All right, Mason, let's move to the next segment of the show.
Okay.
What do you think it is?
Yeah, it is. Unless we're going to do a radical departure from previous weeks, from the previous 10 years, I think this is going to be what we read and what we're going to read.
Mason, we're going to do
toothbrush reviews.
No, we're going to do a radical departure.
Oh, okay, what is it?
Because guess what's back?
Oh, it is a
been
radical
the longest
departure.
of times.
Uh-oh.
We're doing hate mail.
Yes.
But the hate has an 8 in it.
Whoa.
Should I explain what this is? Because it's been many years.
I think so, yes.
So basically,
You do that, I'm going to let the dog in.
Okay. Don't let the other one in. Only let one in. How about I pause the recording to edit the audio over to Collins and then we can start it again?
Guess what, folks? It was actually 2 segments. Dog time.
That's
and
true.
Hate mail, but the hate is an 8.
But you didn't hear the dog time, unfortunately. No, we did. You were there.
I was there.
Anyways, hate mail, but the hate has an 8 in it is basically me taking YouTube comments which are specifically targeted at me or Mason, but mostly me really, and just talking about how much they hate us for various reasons. And I like to take some of these, 8 in particular, and read them out. That's why it's called hate mail, but the hate has an 8 in it. But it's more than 8.
It's always more than 8.
Yeah, so here we go.
If we only got 8, very disappointing. I think.
Yeah, it's not enough. By the way, this is me whittling them down. There are so many more. Here we go. This one's on the Twilight New Moon Caravan of Garbage, which is the second Twilight movie that we did that I also said was Batman Begins. He says, there you go. Dislike and unsubscribe for your hard work. Take your clickbait videos and shitty jokes somewhere else.
Wow.
I can't take them. This is my channel.
Yeah.
You need to go to a different place.
Else.
But yeah, no, that's fair.
I guess I'll take them to youtube.com.
I reckon I lost a lot of people those
reckon?
weeks. It was worth it.
In the thousands?
I couldn't not do it, Mason. I had to do it.
Once you think of the best joke in the world, you have to go through with it.
Exactly.
You've got to do it.
This is 2 comments from user ZF1BW1ZE8P on our Thor The Dark World Caravan of Garbage.
Oh, yes, go on.
YouTube needs to fix the crap the algorithm does. It's hurting fans and everybody else. Kind of repulsive and disappointing. Second comment. I got forced from a Superman video onto this one. It's too defective to ignore anymore.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Who
would have thought that as someone who loved Superman would also love Thor? A similarly superpowered man in a cape. What a world.
I wonder if he was on the Superman Caravan of Garbage video as well.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This one's from Famous Dex 1782 on Abandoned Marvel Storylines. I disliked and unsubscribed because of the disgusting message for The Last Jedi in this. Do you have no shame? Guess not.
No.
It's been 6 years, man.
It's been 60 years since that movie. No one's thinking about it anymore, except for these guys who hate it so much. Also, you know what I've noticed a lot so far? A lot of disgust.
Yeah.
A lot of disgust and unsubscribing.
I try to group these as well.
Do you think this is an ongoing trend in the world of fandoms?
Oh, okay.
I feel like fandoms are really ramping up.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to ramp up to something.
I think so.
Even if it's being a weird loser. Mason,
on.
No, all these people are lovely. By the way, we're just observing. I don't want you to find these people and harass anybody. We're just observing. Okay?
Unless you know them already. In which case, be like, hey, man, nice comment, idiot.
This is on...
Hit them up at work.
This is from Neo J. So on the 10 lowest ranked MCU films. Remember where we took the films that are lowest ranked on Rotten Tomatoes of the MCU.
And we made fun of them?
We just went through them and listed them and talked about them, right?
Terrific.
This person says, instantly unsubscribed for seeing Captain Marvel in top 3. You guys have bloody problem and so the tomato things. Again, I didn't make the list. Like Rotten Tomatoes literally made the list.
Can't believe you took the list and the list had Captain Marvel on it and you said that it had Captain Marvel on it. So
my
the
fault.
List.
Yeah. This one's from...
well articulated though.
Yeah, I thought so.
Wrong, but,
I got it.
Got all the words right
Yeah.
there, I think.
Yeah. It's from Iconosis 8160. 23 minutes of fluff and no mention that the movie... Oh, this is on V for Vendetta, Caravan of Garbage. 23 minutes of fluff and no mention that the movie is about a corrupt government that invented a virus to intentionally infect the public so they could solicit and control the vaccine. Jesus Christ, you guys. The point of this movie is political revolution. You didn't even mention the past 2 years being spot on about the plot of this movie. Are you both daft?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But also, I think we mentioned the most important thing about the movie, which is a big Eggy and a Bready.
And the masks.
Everybody wore those masks.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Think
Which is like how because we're all wearing masks these days.
And the government made all the virus. Yeah.
I mean, we're wearing physically masks, but also emotionally we're wearing masks, I think, also.
This one is
when
actually...
we're like, I like this Eggy and a Bready, but you actually don't. You know?
I get
It's an
it.
emotional mask.
This one's actually directed specifically at you.
Oh.
From Alice M, who says, how do you hate Aladdin, you clown? You absolute bozo. Aladdin is the greatest kids movie in history.
I did like it.
I think I wrote Mason hates Aladdin in the title.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay,
that's
great.
probably why. That's
Terrific.
my fault. Yeah. This is one from James One Daily.
I mean, some would say that maybe the fault there is perhaps not watching the video.
No, it says you're a bozo, an absolute bozo. So you're at fault, if anything.
I do have those big shoes
Yeah.
that honk. Big honking shoes. Go on.
So James One Daily, who says, Mr. Sunday Movies equals trash. Don't hate on Raimi. I quit YouTube for hate. It's not worth it.
He quit YouTube.
For hate.
So he's just going to not watch YouTube.
Because he was hating or because he was being hated on?
Because he was being hated on.
I think those movies are pretty good. As I said in the video.
Yeah, right.
This one's on the biggest box office bombs of 2022. I get a bit of this for these, some like similar things. Without, that's capitals when I do that, without the annoying voices of the two commentators, this would have been an okay video.
Disagree.
Shut the hell up, you two. What do you?
So what, silence?
Well, some people just want a list.
They do love a list, don't they?
Yeah, so I think
We've
that's...
said that before.
Yeah, people just want a
And
list.
See, here's the thing. I think people do want a list, but the type of list is a mystery to me.
Yeah.
If I knew what types of lists people wanted, because that's what people want. They just
Yeah.
want, they're like, it's always like every weapon on all the Mega Man games. And then it says movies / games. And then it's just like a Mega Man. And he's like, regular gun. Ice gun,
Star gun,
whatever, and it's just that, and it's got 8 million views, and I'm like, I mean, I would have thought of that, but it's already been done. So,
well, the thing about that stuff is as well, it's easily replicated. That format can be replicated. Where I feel like what I've leaned into is our voice, whether you hate it or not, it cannot be replicated.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, which is like also a detriment.
Yes, yes.
I don't know why anybody would want to, but you know, it does set us apart. Go on.
Fire gun.
That's good. I remember that from Mega Man.
Big.
As anyone talking, it would just be text, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it would be you defeat the boss, you get the weapon and the text.
I think so.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Rocks. One guy, you get rocks.
Just rocks.
Yeah. But he's called Gutsman for some reason.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's from user F-FP1HF6JD9G. Why is two guys who never made a movie talking about movies?
Great point.
Wait, why does anybody talk about
That's
movies?
right.
You know?
I think the only people who should be able to critique movies are people within the circle of directors of movies.
Agreed.
Who famously always just
Pat each other on the back.
Pat each other on the back and give each other awards. I think that's important. I think if you want to get any kind of honest feedback on a movie, it's you get one of your friends to critique it.
Absolutely. Now, I also understand that criticism is a completely different art form, if you can call it that, which it isn't, Mason. Well, you know, legitimate criticism. People know what they're doing. I wouldn't consider this any of that. Like, that in itself is like a skill, again, that we're not necessarily very good at. But there is definitely a difference between making a movie and critiquing a movie. I don't know what the difference is,
they're
though.
the same.
Yeah. Here's one on our Green Lantern Caravan of Garbage video.
Also, I think we're good at reviewing movies.
I think we're okay.
I think we're very good.
I agree. We're the best.
But I think we butt up against the modern day movie reviews, which are just like, you should keep becoming, you should stay a fan of the MCU. They're doing a great job. No spoilers.
No spoilers. Mason, Green Lantern Caravan of Garbage.
Oh, yes.
Teth Adams says, also, what are you doing? With
That's a
username?
Black Adam reference, isn't it?
What are you doing?
Here we go. I'm excited for this.
I didn't watch this one. This is out, that's quoting you, I think. But you decided to review it, and that's the problem with fandom, folks. Bullshit reviews from MFs that are not objective and gear reviews to the negative because it drives clicks. Essentially, they are click whores. You're nitpicking at stupid shit and sound like you're desperately trying to sound funny, but comes off as pubescent incel losers laughing at their own quips. Honest review from someone who actually watched it. The movie fails largely because they should have had more space battles and they picked the wrong villain. Imagine seeing one of us go, no, we didn't watch it. Anyway, here's all our thoughts. And not thinking.
I did watch it. I didn't watch it but I have seen. I watched it
seen
for the video.
Yeah, but I think you also said maybe you didn't watch it. I don't actually remember.
Oh, it's a joke?
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
One of my pubescent jokes.
One of your, incel
One of my
jokes.
horny pubescent jokes.
This one's from Dork Brandon 4422, who just says, couple of limey turds.
That's us.
There's a couple of Star Wars ones here from our...
Hello.
There's a couple of Star Wars ones here in our Star Wars prequel Caravan of Garbage ones. Some Bryce Graves who says, you two, wrong two, are total clowns. Don't know
Maybe he's talking about the band.
No.
No.
Don't know anything about Star Wars.
Does it say anything about our album showing up
No,
on
no,
his
it
iPod?
says Y as in Y-O-U,
Oh.
two as in T-O.
Okay.
You two are total clowns. Don't know anything about Star Wars, but the about has a 9 in it.
Huh.
Instead of an O.
Sounds like somebody doesn't know about typing.
Yeah. Who would put a number in a word? Ridiculous. This one says, what's another turds one? You
did say you grouped them.
Yeah, that's true. You turds are in love with the sequels, probably. That's us.
That is us.
We're turds.
A couple of sequel-loving turds.
Is that the same guy? Bryce Graves. No, different guy. Same guy, actually, on the 2 different prequel reviews. There you go. Well, this was from our Wakanda Forever review from Monsieur Dubat something. Okay, so you guys are simps. Unsubscribed. Have luck with the woke crowd.
We will. I think we have, and we will continue to do so.
We're going to go from strength to strength. This is on best and worst legacy characters, Marvel legacy characters from Mr. Khalid. Don't know. This channel is a prime example of get woke, go broke. They're struggling to even get 100K views, while other channels are thriving, getting millions of views. Never change, James Mason. Always stay politically correct. That's us.
So that was on a video about just some characters.
Yeah.
Just some characters that they have.
Yeah.
This is a character they have. That is pretty woke of us to say that's a character that they have.
I would say my views have been pretty consistent over the years. I mean, they will eventually dip. And maybe it will be because we're too woke. Maybe it's because I stopped putting any effort in. Mason. No, things go out.
You did that years ago.
That's true.
Still...
And things just go out of favor regardless. All I'm saying is we get slightly more than 100,000 views. Even that's good, though. I think 100,000 views is great.
100,000 people watching the but I think it's
this one upset me, obviously, Mason.
Uh-oh.
That previous one, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
This is from Jim Benson, who says, stop the vapid blabbering back and forth and provide some intelligent commentary or shut the fuck up.
No.
Mr.
Hang on, what was that? Do you know what video that was on?
No idea.
Okay.
If I didn't put it in, it wasn't relevant.
Wasn't important.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Daddy 4240 says, all caps by the way, stop being stupid. Black Adam was one of the best, as this is how ever sup movies should be made with this type of action. Lil G boys and little girls that aren't a love story in every fucking movie because your life is pathetic. Sup movies should have huge and long fights.
Still all caps?
Yep.
Okay.
That's all caps. Huge and... Sup movies should have huge and long fights. Sends, not like Marvel 2 punches and the fight is over style. Black Adam better than every movie other than Infinity War and Civil War.
Now, I should let you know, that was me.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. That's why I read it out.
I did like the movie Black Adam.
Yeah.
So.
This one is on our Avatar 2 review from Hive Tyrant. The writing in this one is a lot better. My guy, what? This writing was shit. This movie is just really expensive fan fiction. Yet you didn't like the first one. Please delete your channel. This one's...
It is very expensive. It's also, like, I don't know. I'm just stuck on the idea that this is expensive fan fiction. You mean someone wrote it?
The guy who made the first one.
The guy who made the first one had a hand in writing the story of the second one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's from Geordie170101 who says, you hang a lantern on not shilling, then totally shill by calling Luke a creep at 31:52. Whatever Legends Luke did, at least he was a hero no matter what.
Look, in
terms of the
response
dark
to
side
that,
that
I'm
time.
going to say whatever I said in this video, I've forgotten and I don't care anymore. Something about Star Wars, clearly,
It
but
was
I don't
our
care.
Clone Wars 2003 one. I
Huh.
recently compiled it.
Yeah, right.
It's from RKSABZ on the Scorpion King Caravan of Garbage. If only movie reviewers were reviewed because you guys are garbage.
Oh,
People
mate.
do that. Some people do that though.
Yeah.
All right, got a few
Imagine.
left.
Didn't we say it was pretty fun? I don't know.
Oh, you liked it. I didn't.
Yeah, right.
I'll stand by it. This is on our Mission Impossible Caravan of
So
Garbage.
what's he complaining about then? You got one guy who liked it and one guy who didn't like it.
Well,
What's his stance on it?
Somewhere in the middle.
Oh.
Which is what I like.
Yeah.
This is on Mission Impossible Caravan of Garbage from Charles DeWard, who says, oh, I get it. This video popped up in my recommendations and clicked on it thinking that the Caravan of Garbage was the movie. But as I continued watching the video, I realized the commentators are the garbage.
Yes, he's got us.
He got us.
That is good. That was the mistake we made.
Yeah.
And it's been years, but someone's finally cottoned on and they've got us with the ultimate insult where they go, actually, the garbage is what you do.
All right, we've got 3 left.
Oh my God.
Two of them are they're a bit of length to them. They're about the Dracula. Recently we talked about Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
The
Horny
Ford
Dracula.
Cop Horny Dracula
Very
from
horny
1992.
stuff.
It's from Adam X Environmental. Ooh, maybe you should be more environmental, Adam. That's all I'm saying. It's important. It's important to support the environment.
Sure.
In all its
Maybe he's
endeavors.
doing the best he can, all right?
Hey, how is it that some unintelligible goofball gets 250k views on his opinion?
Oh, a bit more than 100,000.
I thought so. Opinions are entirely like anuses. Everyone has one, but this fool sports a cloaca when he starts talking nonsense. I'm an expert on Dracula. I've been following every storyline from the printed page to the silver screen for over 5 decades, and Coppola's version of the timeless vampire tale is the most accurate of any besides the original novel. Well, yeah, because that was the original. I mean, the novel would be the most accurate because that was the source material of this particular.
The novel's actually the second most accurate.
The only drawback was Keanu Reeves as a Brit. He wasn't the perfect guy for the part, but the story was spot on, with only one deviation from the printed page. I'm not going to mention it because anyone agreeing with this tool doesn't have a clue about it. It contains every character and scene described in the book. It gives a reason why Count Dracula became the vampire extraordinaire after Vlad Tepes defeated, brackets and then lost, to the Turkish horde. Don't forget, all of the battles actually happened and are documented in history. The outrageous garments and hairstyles of the 1897 Dracula who meet Harker at the front door of his castle, it was what noble elite wore at the time. That's not true. The woman we talk about in the video, she designed the clothes off like Japanese art and all sorts of stuff, remember?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think this guy's an expert on Dracula.
You know what I think, though?
Yeah.
I think this guy, I reckon if you searched, I reckon this guy just puts this spiel on every Dracula video that exists.
Oh, okay. I've already gone on and on about this, but after 50 years
not kidding, mate.
50 years of following every horror-generated form of entertainment.
Old.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boom.
this guy's old. I didn't even think about it, but he's old.
And that's also
Yuck.
50 years of following. So he wouldn't have followed from birth. I'm tired of reading and listening to morons just looking for attention. This amateur with a camera and microphone.
You don't have a camera.
We don't have a camera. Is no different. Maybe
He's
you're
talking
right.
about Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah. I wish I had the time to make videos like this. Newsflash, modern cinema, especially horror, sucks. You don't know shit.
So we said it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I remember saying we liked it a lot.
Yeah. Also, this guy doesn't have the time because he's too busy eating his own poo.
Do you think that's why?
Yeah.
And this one is from the 26th hour, also about Dracula. Yeah, kid. It's just old men coming at me here. Well, as soon as someone who's...
Also, there's two of us.
Yeah.
How could you not pick that up if you watched the video, which I don't think they did?
Well, as someone who's been in the film industry, this is a masterpiece of filmmaking with full in-camera effects. Do you even know what that means?
Yeah, we talked about it in the video.
And the only Dracula film that actually tried to reproduce the book, which it did quite successfully. I suppose you think Silence of the Lambs is also shit. They didn't say that. Not this one.
I don't like it as much as Hannibal, but it's fine.
So I suppose you think Silence of the Lambs is also shit. Not my favorite film, but the best film ever made.
All right, great. That guy had some sort of mental problem, I think, that emerged as he was writing that.
Time to go back to flipping burgers and frapping over Twilight because film critique ain't your forte.
Disagree. I think we're very good at it.
Yeah. And this last one is from Cameron Matlock, who says, Rambo 3 is the second best Rambo, so WTF are you talking about? Shut the hell up. It's always somebody trying to discredit something good. Just shut the fuck up.
No, it's not.
It's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie, yeah.
And that, Mason, is Hate Mail, but the hate has an 8 in it. The not regularly recurring segment that we do on this show.
I think we learned a lot there.
Yeah.
What we mostly learned is the internet's a mistake.
Yeah.
And you should have to pass a test before you're allowed to make a comment on the internet.
And also, look, I know I bring on this stuff because I call them caravan of garbage. Half of those are people who like just saw that and flew into a blind rage. And that's fine.
I think it's cool.
I think it's cool too. Remember, we're also observing, aren't we, Mason?
We're observing.
And we're not involving ourselves.
That's correct.
Mason, what's the next segment of the show?
Next segment is called What We Read.
Yep.
What We Gonna Read.
Wow, I'm ready for that right now, actually.
Nice.
It's the theme song now. I'm doing the theme. What are we reading today? Mason?
Yes.
What have you been reading?
Tell you what, a couple of things.
Yep.
I watched the movie The Menu.
Oh, yeah, what'd you think?
I thought it was interesting. I don't know if I loved it,
Yeah.
but I thought it was a bit of fun.
Was it because of the socio-political commentary you didn't like it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What about it were you not enraptured with? Was it the food that you didn't like as
Wasn't
much?
any of the food.
Something is happening with me today.
I
Mason.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? What about it were you like...
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I think maybe tonally it was all
Yeah.
But it was also interesting. Like there were a couple of just good gags in it that tonally didn't really fit with the rest of the movie. But I'm like,
Can you give me a good example?
There is without some spoilers for the movie The Menu.
So you're going to say without spoilers, but just a little spoiler?
This will So the I'll say
I think
without
it's on streaming anyway, isn't it?
yeah. So it's on Disney Plus now. So without spoilers, it's a movie about a group of unrelated people who all go to a special tasting of an exclusive elite chef's.
And it's how much is it again or something?
It's like $1,200 or something like that.
That's I thought it would be more to get to an island and it's just like 12 of you in a room or whatever. I feel like it should.
There
be
is
like,
actually an article you can track down. I might send it to you, which is like it's Vince Mancini from Film Drunk, I think, he interviewed a bunch of like celebrity chefs and food reviewers and stuff, and was like, "Is this a sustainable business model?"
Yeah, and
maybe. But anyway, they all this group of people go to eat this exclusive tasting menu.
Yeah.
And is there sinister stuff afoot? You better believe it is.
You bet your ass there
sweet
is.
bippy it is. But there's a moment in it where you realize that everybody who's there, they thought they were, they thought they were deciding to go there, but in a way, all the people there were chosen for specific reasons, and they're all important, deep reasons. But there's a moment where one of them is like, why am I here? And the person who made the decision is like, I had a day off once and I watched your movie and it was bad and it ruined my day. So this is happening now. And he's like, oh yeah, that was a bad movie.
just petty and
Yeah. So I thought that was, that's totally a bit all over the place, but I thought it was interesting. And I don't know, just some great character moments. We got Nicholas Hoult as this guy who seems like he's just a big fan of food and celebrity chefs, and he loves all that. And you're like, seems like not a bad guy, but then it turns out very bad guy.
Bad guys all around.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
a
same.
lot. Yeah, cool. Wow. Well, you know what I read?
What'd you
the
read?
first issue of Mark Millar's Nemesis.
Oh, Nemesis Reloaded.
Now, Nemesis finished. It was like 4 issues from
Yes.
like 10 plus years ago.
Something like that,
It was
yeah.
basically like, what if Batman wore white and he had all the skills of Batman and the brains of Batman, but he was an absolute fucking lunatic.
But also, he's the only one in the world.
And he's the only one in the world, yeah. And the
yeah.
best detective in the world has to stop him and whatever.
Yeah.
This is a reboot.
It's a reboot, isn't it?
Which is strange because initially there was going to be a continuation that somebody else, some other billionaire psycho would take on this mantle.
The original series ends sort of teasing more to come.
Yeah.
Different villains and all that sort of stuff. But this is a reboot, which makes me think that Mark Miller is testing the waters to see if people are still interested in the property so
Yeah.
they can make a movie or something about
Well,
it.
I read the thing in the whatever and the thing, and it says it's the one that like people probably like talk to him most about, or
Right,
like it's
yeah,
never
yeah.
kind of gone away. It's always been interesting. But I don't know whether it's only been one issue. I don't know yet whether I don't know why he's like rebooting it and not doing a sequel. Like, because it's just like it's the same guy, not
Yes.
sort of. And it's like just a different story with this guy. And I don't understand why isn't it just like a continuation as
Great
opposed
question.
to a...
How different is it then? Can you not? Is it hard to tell?
Yeah, it's just different. It's just a different story.
Huh.
Yeah.
But it's the same premise, really.
Same premise, yeah.
Okay,
But
right.
I think also you could have made it a sequel.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, maybe it will end up being connected. But I don't think I remember... I'm sure there are examples of this, but somebody just clean rebooting their own property, just being like... And he like talks about it, like why he did it.
Isn't there going to be an Invincible reboot or something?
Are they? Probably.
Okay.
Don't know.
Terrific.
Well, Robert Kirkman as well
Yes,
doing it as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Well, maybe it's a thing that people are doing. And again, there's probably other examples of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to stick with it because I like the first one, and so I'm going to do this. But another thing I actually just listened to, Mason, on my walk tonight as I drag my dogs around.
The podcast, The Weekly Planet. You're very welcome.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your favorite
Like
episode?
our pubescent humour.
Yeah, I love it. It's a YouTube channel that was just recommended for me, and sometimes this just works, I guess. It's from a channel called Daily Mind Trap.
Okay.
I say daily, but she posts every few months, so, you know, maybe
yeah,
that
alright.
what you will.
Okay.
Australian,
Oh.
and it's very interesting. It's only got about 7,000 subs at the
I'm
moment.
ready to tall poppy them. But
Here we go. The video is called Chronically Underwhelmed. This might be why. And she basically talks about how, like, when you, as an adult, oftentimes, she talks about herself specifically, you have the ability to buy, you know, a lot of the things that you might want, whether it be a new phone or, like,
An even newer phone.
yeah, not talking like luxury items like a yacht or whatever. I'm talking about, like, you know, you get a new TV or
Well, I
whatever.
could easily afford a yacht, but go on.
I know you could. But it doesn't.
I could just sell the yacht that I inherited
Yeah.
and buy a new yacht.
But you don't like feel anything because everything you buy is like choked down in signing up and subscription services, who would dare, and like apps that go on forever, and then it breaks down because the next thing is coming and whatever. So all the joy out of finding something is not just because as a kid, you know, you've filled with wonder and all, but because the experience of purchasing something now has been like ruined.
Yeah, right.
And I just thought it was really interesting, like a really interesting perspective. And it reminded me of something recently where I went to get a picnic rug.
Oh, yes.
Right? Because they were doing a school concert, my son's school, and I needed a picnic rug or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I go into a whatever the bed and table and whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
One of those. I can't
Bed
remember
and
which
table
one.
and
Bed and
whatever.
table and whatever. Bed and table and lamp. I don't know.
Brackets, maybe we've got picnic rugs. You'll have
Yeah.
to come in to find out.
Anyway, they did.
Nice.
And they're like, I go in and they're like, this picnic rug is $70 or whatever. But if
And you were like, I won't pay it.
No, I was like, okay. And it was a decent one and whatever.
Oh.
So I think I looked into it. And they're like, but if you sign up to our service, you give us your email.
$1.
Yeah, it's like half. And I'm like, no. And I understand also that that's like,
Luxury.
what
it's
a position
luxury.
to be in.
Yeah,
To just
yeah.
be like, I'll fucking burn that $35 if I never hear from you again.
Right.
But I just remember the time thinking like, the fuck is this? I just want a fucking picnic rug. And that's not it. That's not the person's fault who's selling it. She was lovely. Like that wasn't the problem.
But you had to burn her. You know?
Yeah, I had to.
And you get it.
But just like, and then I have
Listen, lady, I watched this video.
but I just having to justify like, I don't want to give you any information. I just want to get this and get the fuck out of
I
here.
need to
Why is
do
it
some crimes.
complicated?
With this picnic rug.
Yeah, anyway, it just made me think. But again, like,
I need to wrap it around my head and pretend I'm a nonna so I can rob a bank.
I'd probably cover my face with it at the very least. Put it over my head and put holes in it.
Yeah, right.
See, like a ghost.
Yeah.
The tartan ghost.
Flat ghost.
But yeah, so I just think, yeah, this experience of like, you know, consumerism, like fast fashion, the way that phones burn out every 3 years and all of that stuff. I say through an iPhone or whatever. you know
Oh,
what I mean?
mate. Hello.
I thought it was great.
and that's the similar themes to the other videos?
I don't know. I just listened to the one. Maybe they're all terrible and this one's amazing.
Maybe, that
but
happens
I
sometimes.
subscribed, so I'll go back and have a look.
There you go.
Anyway, so that's called Daily Mind Trap. There you go.
Did you feel trapped?
No, I felt like I was
felt
informed.
free?
I felt informed, Mason.
That's great.
Yeah.
Isn't that the trap, though?
Being informed.
Because then you'll keep coming back.
That's true, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
I'm going to walk into the ocean. Mason, what are you going to do?
Well, the other thing that I watched,
Yeah.
And I'd missed this when it came out.
Was it looking at your own butt in a mirror?
No, I wouldn't miss that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, God.
Yeah, I got exclusive streaming rights to that.
You should subscription service that.
Yeah, they should, shouldn't I?
Go on.
I watched a movie from 2012 called Killing Them Softly. Have you seen this?
Is that the Brad Pitt one?
Brad Pitt is in it.
Okay.
And it's directed by Andrew Dominic, who directed Chopper.
Oh, yeah. He's
And
great.
Blonde, the much maligned movie, which I haven't got to yet, but maybe I'll get to.
Yeah.
It's divides critics.
Well, apparently Anna de Armas is very good, but the movie,
But
not so much.
it's very good,
Okay.
as you might expect with Andrew Dominic.
I
directed
remember it. So it's called, what's it called again?
Killing Them Softly.
Killing Them, not Killing Me Softly.
No, but
isn't
got-
it like, it's like mob people, but they don't have that much money and stuff?
Yeah, it's mob, but it's like real small time mob stuff.
Yeah.
It's really
Ray
grub-
Liotta, James Gandolfini, Scoot McNairy
Scoot
as well.
McNairy,
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah. So what a great cast. So a couple of people who are no longer with us, James Gandolfini, Ray Liotta, are not with us anymore. But it's just really just interesting. It's a very small time heist kind of movie. A couple of real low rent guys just decide to knock over a card game and steal a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And then Brad Pitt has been, he's been brought in by some maid guys to, take care of him, and he brings in Gandolfini and this sort of, and it's just this picture of all these just really odd dudes.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Mendelsohn particularly plays, he's just an Australian guy.
Oh, cool.
He's
Love
just
that.
Australian for some reason.
Love
and
it.
he's just real dirty and gross and awful hair and just a
Classic
real
Mendo.
He's just again, we talked about The Stranger some weeks
Yeah.
or months ago about like a very particular kind of Australian man.
Yeah.
And he's like this, but he's like the funny version.
Yeah,
and he's just
okay, yeah,
real
yeah.
gross and grubby and
Love that.
yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Just saying awful stuff and doing awful stuff.
I could do that too.
Yeah, worth a watch. I guess I missed it because it was just kind of at the time.
It just came and went. I remember
just
it, but
looked
no, I
kind
never
of
saw it.
generic. I think maybe.
Yeah.
maybe I missed it, but which is interesting because I would have been, I was bang up for your Oceans movies and so forth.
Sure,
and
yeah.
Chopper was good. I don't know.
Chopper was good.
Yeah, but I just saw people recommending it on Twitter.
Did he do Buffalo Soldier as well? Buffalo Soldiers?
Andrew Dominic.
Yeah. It was
Great.
like a Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, maybe.
Or maybe I'm thinking of a different guy.
He did the assassination of Jesse James.
Yes. No, that was Gregor Jordan. I'm thinking of a different
okay,
guy.
right.
There you go.
Well, there.
I think, yeah, because the guy, Gregor Jordan, did Two Hands. There we go.
That is every movie that I've ever seen.
I love knowing everything about you, Mason. What's the time for next, though?
Time for next letters.
Time for next
The
letter.
classic one was
letters, we love
God, this goes forever. Maybe I should shorten this one.
No, don't.
Give me your phone.
No.
Get rid of my
Right
phone.
now, we're going to do letters. You
This
just want to upgrade me to the next phone.
No, I just want to smash it.
Oh, come on, mate.
Mason, this is the segment of the show where we go, hey, send us a letter and we'll maybe read it out. Maybe you want to send a Gmail to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com, or maybe you want to
that's
hit
right.
us up on Twitter, #weeklyplanetpod, just like Bad Cat has done, who says, #weeklyplanetpod. Dak had a pretty good had to be a pretty good runner to be assigned to Luke's Snowspeeder. Are there any other minor characters in movies that die right away but still must have been excellent at their job? I don't necessarily think that is true. I think you could pair anybody with Luke Skywalker.
Sure, right.
And he would raise your ability.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he wasn't. I just don't think he proved himself at all.
Yeah,
Because he
right.
died immediately.
Well, obviously, Steven Seagal in Executive Decision,
Very good.
who makes a bold sacrifice at some point in the movie.
Yeah, early on, right?
Yeah. Who else?
Yeah.
Who else is a memorable one-scene character?
What about the guy in Kong Skull Island, how he goes to sacrifice himself with grenades?
Oh,
and
then the
it
monster just bats him into a wall and
Yeah.
he blows up. That's funny, yeah.
Yeah. I know he's in the rest of the movie mostly, but that's a fun little
Oh,
moment.
he's a good one-scene guy.
Yeah. You know who's a good one scene guy? The guy who tortures Pierce Brosnan and James Bond. He's like he's in the movie Ghost. We talked about him.
Oh.
You remember he's like an expert in torture?
Oh,
and he comes in and I can't
yeah.
remember his name. We talked about it in the movie.
Yeah,
Remember we
he's also passed away since.
Yeah.
But, he's just...
Excellent at his job. One scene, really odd and like professional. And then
Yeah.
when the tables get turned, he's like, oh no.
Christopher Walken in Pulp Fiction, he's only in one
That's
scene.
a good one,
He's
yeah.
talking about sticking a watch up his bum.
He was excellent at that, wasn't
He
he?
really was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of good. We could probably do an episode on like characters who showed up one time and we were
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
and whatever.
Do you want to list, James? You
Sure,
want a
let's
list?
do it. I'd love
Okay,
a
here's a
list.
few. Billy Crystal in The Princess Bride.
Yep.
He's Miracle Max.
Fair enough, yep.
For a
Good one.
minute.
Who's his wife in that?
It is Carol
Burnett?
Kane. Carol Kane.
Don't know who that is.
Neither do I really.
Her.
The how about this? The lady in when was the last time you saw Planes, Trains and Automobiles?
A couple of years ago. Oh, Carol Kane. I know Carol Kane. Yeah. She's great.
The lady that they go to rent a car.
Oh, she's fun. She's in a bunch of stuff.
Edie McClurg. Yeah.
Softly with this song.
Oh, Scene Stealer, Alfred Molina and Boogie Nights.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He sings Jesse's Girl or whatever.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, Alec Baldwin and Glengarry Glen Ross.
It's true. He comes in and he goes, I hope nothing bad happens to me in 40 years or whatever.
Oh, you know what? And speaking of at the start of the movie, Dave Bautista in Blade Runner 2049.
That is a good one.
That is a terrific one. A lot of people like this movie should have been about Dave Bautista's character.
And maybe, but I think that's also what I liked about that.
Yeah. Sapper Morton was his name. There you go. There's
That's
a bunch
good
of
examples.
Stuff. Here is James.
What about like all the people that usually, you've only seen one, but like Drew Barrymore at the start of Scream. I mean, that's not her job to get murdered at the start of Scream 1.
Great job, though.
Yeah, she did really well.
Yeah. Well, definitely. Let's do an episode on that.
Maybe we will, Mason.
The best one-scene guys.
One guy turned up. It was Drew Barrymore.
This is an email from Alexander.
Hello,
Listening
Alexander.
from the hospital, he says.
Whoa, what are you doing there?
G'day, James Mo. So,
Hello.
assorted dogs and children in the background.
Yep.
Alex
true.
here from down the peninsula way in Victoria.
Oh, yeah.
I've been a listener to the show and
I'll be
enjoyed
down
every
there.
YouTube video for at least the last 5 years, and I must be on my 5th or 6th listen back through.
Damn.
Yeah. Since I started listening, I've found my feet in my job as an engineer, bought a house, have started a proper relationship, and all around started to feel like an actual adult.
That's great stuff.
Well, that's great for one of us. But hearing you guys chat on the stupidest rants and laugh about absolutely nothing is my favourite weekly reminder to never give up on what you enjoy and be childish forever. Speaking of dogs in the background.
This job does afford me the luxury of being a total fucking idiot.
Right?
I can't do that
Yeah.
in my everyday as much.
As a bit more info, I'm currently listening to episode 462 from the hospital following shoulder reconstruction surgery. When I collapsed and dislocated my shoulder backwards a week before Christmas.
Far out, man.
I'll be largely stationary the next month while I recover.
What kind of stationery? Bloody stapler?
Bloody ruler?
A bloody ruler?
Bloody notepad?
I'm sorry about your shoulder, by the way.
Yeah, but a bloody pencil?
A bloody, like a pack of like different coloured little sticky notes.
Sticker post-it notes?
Little
Generic branded?
Yeah, but it's different colours though.
About a bloody
A pack. What about that little thing?
a Posca?
Yeah, Posca, like a little, it's a little plastic like container, like half a jar, and it's got like a wet sponge in it, and you use it to like
instead of licking your finger? Yeah.
Throw
Got one
that
of
out,
those?
by the way. Gross.
All right, okay. I'll be recovering and looking forward to your early 2014 onwards chats as my backdrop to recovery.
Nice.
Yeah.
All the best on that.
That's right. Here's his question. So what do you think or hope will be the next cinematic juggernaut with what feels like the MCU starting to stagnate? I'd love for something D&D-esque to give some huge
that'd be
fantasy
good.
epics.
I don't know whether this is true,
Go on.
but I think everybody is reasessessing video
Loves
games.
Raymond. Oh.
True, but everybody is reassessing video. They must be coming back soon, right? I know
Everyone
they haven't
loves
announced it,
Raymond.
but everyone's coming back, They must be reassessing video game adaptations at the moment. I know it was recently announced that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to write on the new
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider series that nobody wants or something. But I like the last Tomb Raider. Maybe some people want it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Who's going to be the new Tomb Raider?
Who will Tomb Raider for us? Who will do it? Don't know. Someone
we
new.
don't.
Let's say someone new.
Okay.
What
Let's say
do you-
someone old.
Okay.
Helen Mirren.
That'd be good, actually. Old Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Mason,
Go
that's
on.
a great question. What do you see as, you're giving away $1 billion idea here, but what do you think is the next kind of hot property? I think I even somewhat predicted a few years back that, this is years ago, that we were going to get like Force Awakens style reboots for a while.
Yeah, legacy sequels.
I think that was after Mad Max, maybe.
Yeah,
it
that
said
was
I
my
can't remember.
first thought here.
Yeah.
Is like this might be an era.
Yeah.
We might do 10 years of legacy sequels. Because people love nostalgia, and Maverick did really well, and
Oh, yeah, they did a good one recently, so that's going to keep happening. isn't
and
it?
Avatar is not a legacy sequel, but it kind of is because it's been a long
That's
time.
true, yeah.
So I reckon it might be that.
I
reckon
mean-
it might be everything we loved from the 80s, 90s, 2000s again.
The problem with legacy sequels, though, you eventually run out of legacy.
You run out of legacy.
Because then you hit the era of legacy sequels.
That's right. And then they'll stop. But I'm sure they've planned that out. They're like, okay, we've got 3 decades of this, and then we'll whatever. And I mean, but it relies on all the actors still being around.
True.
And they can afford them. And also, can they transform something into a legacy sequel without? Is it still doable now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you make an American Pie present day sequel? Would you take a shot at that in the present day?
That's not straight to streaming.
It's not straight to streaming, but also, do you take? There's a lot of stuff that's problematic from that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you take it all out? Is it still the same movie?
Yeah,
I bet a lot of conversations have been had.
Oh, no
about
doubt.
This sort of stuff.
Well, if we could do an episode on legacy sequels, but like Ghostbusters legacy sequel.
I want Tron, obviously, is coming
Halloween,
back.
Tron. Well, Tron itself, last Tron was kind of a legacy sequel.
That's true.
Scream, Hocus Pocus, Space Jam. We mentioned Mad Max, Blade Runner, the Creed movies, Scream, Cobra Kai.
Okay, I think this is what we're in. I think this might be it, honestly.
Godfather Part 3, Terminator, last one.
Godfather babies.
I'm vetoing babies, Mason.
You can't veto all the babies.
I've done it.
Wow.
I was waiting for you to say it. I've used my first veto of the year.
Email in if you think James is able to veto all babies-related jokes.
It's the same joke, Mason.
I know. That's why it's funny.
If you really want it, I'll take that back.
No.
Do you need it?
No.
Okay, I've used my first veto for the year.
Interesting. You don't even want to hear what Baby Godfather has to say?
No, Mason.
Wow.
Do you want to say it? I'll take it back.
I'll be honest, I haven't thought about what he would say yet. But it would be like...
No. It wouldn't
like.
be like anything. It's like nothing.
Be like a Marlon Brando voice.
No, it wouldn't.
Baby Marlon Brando voice.
I get this veto back.
Nah.
This is ridiculous.
Fine.
So I get it back?
Yeah. No, you can have the veto.
No.
I think I'm done with babies.
No, I'm taking it back.
Okay, great.
Because you broke the veto. I still have 3 vetoes.
You come here you come here on the day of my christening.
You needed this, did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's right. On the day of my christening, you asked me for a bigger favor. See, it's pretty good, right?
That's nothing.
But it's funny.
Oh, give me a little carrot stick or something.
What?
A carrot stick.
No.
No, it's not good, is it? Well, you wanted this to continue. This is what happens.
All right. You could have a little carrot stick, but he'd say it in Italian.
I guess he would.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I've got to use my 3 vetoes, Mason. You can keep doing babies if you want. The riff.
Yeah.
This is from John Pound, who says...
You have a little baby Chino.
It's true.
Yes.
I knew you did need it, didn't you?
Yes.
You did look upset when I mentioned that. What's the point of a veto if I can't use it, Mason? If you could just deflect it.
Veto Corleone.
I know. I thought of the joke already, but I didn't say it.
Well, you should have.
I already said John Pound. I already said this one. This is from Amanda, who says, "Welcome back, mateys. My query for today is pet related. How are Ollie and Zippy getting along / doing? And for Meso, has he ever had any pets? He seems to be an animal lover, so I'm curious why he doesn't have any himself. Happy to have you back. Thank you so much. It is good to be back.
You're welcome.
Ollie and Zippy, for the most part, get along very well, but Ollie is old. And it's just like, sometimes. But they're fun.
Yeah.
They're like, they get along together and they go for little walks, and Ollie growls at other dogs because she doesn't like interacting as much. And Zippy's like, I'm going to kiss everything.
Sure.
I'm going to kiss everything.
Yeah.
But they're both good. They're good fun. Yeah. Puppies are a lot of work. If you're thinking of getting a dog, I would say,
have one of these dogs.
Don't. Yeah, come and take one of mine. No, don't. Don't do it.
Don't steal one of James's dogs.
Don't steal my dogs.
Don't steal, it'd be awful.
Mason, you've had cats growing up.
Yes.
Any other thing that you have or want?
I got a
wolf. You got a wolf.
No, that's not true.
I'm vetoing you having a wolf. No.
What?
No.
Wow. No, you can do that one.
Do you want a salamander?
No. See, the thing about it, because I have a very odd schedule.
Yeah.
And I think dogs especially need regularity.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, a cat you could just have like bounce around your apartment if you wanted or whatever.
That's true.
But then there is a restriction if, this applies for children also. You have to go back home at some point. Whereas if you're pet free, you can just disappear forever, really.
You can Bruce Banner it. You can just put on a backpack and walk into the sunset and never come back.
That's
it's
right.
True. Yeah.
If you were to get a pet, what would you get?
Probably a dog.
Yeah. What kind of dog are you thinking?
Scruffy.
Yeah, the scruff. But then you got more, fur and stuff or whatever. But you can then go
True,
give it a
yeah.
scratch.
It's all worth it.
Yeah. I told you I had an interaction in the park with somebody who kept asking me about my dog and like asking why it wasn't on a lead. But I told you this.
Yes.
This was an off-lead park. I had Zippy, who she looks like a beagle, but she's a beagle ear, not a beagle. And this guy's like, "Why it's a beagle. You shouldn't have them off the lead because they run away." And I'm like, "It's not a beagle." And he's like, "Because they catch a scent and they just go." I'm like, "It's not a beagle." Because
This is YouTube comments in real life.
Also, I should point out at the same time, I'm on the phone. I'm literally on my fucking phone also talking to somebody as this guy. And then I walk a little bit further and I ran into his wife and she's like, they're not so good off their leads. I'm like, it's not a fucking beagle. It's a beagle ear.
You need to print off some literature from the internet that you can hand out to people.
Also,
specifically that guy.
If I've got my dog off my lead and I'm walking and it's following me, do you think maybe I've got it? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm handling the situation.
For now, James.
Anyway, I should have kicked them into a river, both of them.
This is for you and this is for your wife.
I just don't understand hey, I'm telling you the thing you said is not true and just completely barreling over the top of me. What are you doing? What are you fucking doing?
James, what are you doing?
I don't know.
This is a podcast about pop culture, movie news, and reviews.
My dogs are good, Amanda. I like them.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, go on.
This is from one more email. This is from Aaron.
Aaron?
Hello, Mason, and not Mason. That's you, presumably.
I hope so.
I was wondering if for the next showdown, each matchup should be comprised solely of characters the actors played. What do you think
Did we talk about that last week?
We might have done that.
Did we have that exact... Did we?
What I'm saying, I think. I'm pretty sure we did. What I'm saying is I think this is a lock for the next one.
Yeah, okay, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And also just whatever. It could be that and whatever.
Yeah, take care and keep up the
All
fine
right,
work.
Why don't we do next time we get a spare week, which maybe is next week?
Maybe.
I don't know. And then there's the DCU line. Nah, should we not? Let's not do next week.
Yeah.
Let's think about it a bit.
Let's-
Because, we'd say it up top of the first, whatever, episode. I don't know. And something. Is that the show?
Yes.
Tell me.
Here's one more.
Okay.
This is from Dominic.
Dominic?
Hi, James and Meso.
Hello.
Hope you're doing well after the long break. It was a very long break.
Yes.
I've been listening to the show since sophomore year of high school in 2015 after watching James's 5 Ways Batman Could Beat Superman video and the vice versa 50 Ways of video.
Yeah.
As of now, I'm finishing my last semester for my master's degree.
I should make that video again. I'll just
you reckon?
re-upload it. People they find that video all the time.
All right then.
Yeah.
After years of trying to recommend you guys to friends and some family to know about, I'm glad to say I was able to convince my 64-year-old mother to listen to it after she heard James's rants about getting vaccinated. Fair to say now that she's a frequent listener and finds you guys hilarious, even if she doesn't get all of the content.
Really? That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's super cool.
Super cool, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, there you go.
There you go.
That's all the emails.
See, I think, age is
Just a number?
Yeah, age
Wow.
is I know before when someone was because that guy was talking about Dracula and how he loved Dracula for 50 years.
And we said, shut up, old man.
Yeah, that's just a weird freak.
Shut up, old man.
This is just a normal person having a good time.
I said, okay, boomer.
That's what we said. Is that the show?
I think that's the whole show. Thank you so much for listening, folks. Thank you for sticking around. We had a
Yeah.
little break, obviously. We're back full
And
steam,
videos.
baby.
I'll put the if you're listening to this Caravan of Garbage of Shrek, it's coming up Thursday. But if you're on Big Sandwich, I'll put it up there. It'll be up there by the time you hear this.
Very nice.
That's right.
Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for telling your friends about the podcast or your relatives.
Yeah, that's
or
right.
your mother.
Or your mother.
And thank you for leaving a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. Because that something algorithm helps us something.
I agree.
James, do you have any reviews
I got 2 right here, Mason.
Hello.
This is from Mitch. You can do this in app. Mitch
Mitch the
says,
bitch.
No,
Oh.
no, not a bitch.
Regular Mitch?
Regular Mitch, not a bitch, says not a weekly podcast about planets. Great podcast of 2 people interrupting each other. Can't wait for the Snake Eyes episode, which will undoubtedly just be a compilation of James and Meso talking about how they're going to be doing a Snake Eyes episode. Love the pod and would recommend it to anyone who likes good things. Snake Eyes, I know we joke. It is actually next week.
Yeah.
For real 100%. So if you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it,
Give it a watch.
Give it a rewatch.
We'll talk about it next week.
It's time because I'm sick of this joke and I just want to get it done, Mason.
That's right.
We're going to do it next week. And this one is from Mrs. Marvel 624 who says, nerdy, friendly, fun. I've been listening to the Weekly Planet since their countdown to Batman v Superman.
Ooh.
So like 30 years ago, and they never fail to make me laugh. The other day, I made a bad X-Men joke, and my husband asked if I got it from my friends, James and Meso. I didn't, but I was flattered. If you want to hear about nerdy pop culture news, obscure shows from the 80s and 90s, and long-running in-jokes, Westworld, from two great mates that are funny and friendly, then this show is for you. Escape from all the cynicism and toxic nerd culture and listen to the banter of two genuine, kind mates. 5 out of 5 big sandwiches. Thank you so much.
I gotta watch that last season of Westworld.
Lovely reviews. Do you want to tell what happens?
No. Do they fight a big computer again?
They fight a big computer, and the computer has a cowboy hat, and he goes, I was Westworld the whole time.
Well.
You guys thought I was a computer. And I am also.
Yeah.
But I'm also Westworld. I'm Yul Brenner. I'm a computer, though. And I was like, this is wild.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just text on a screen, too.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just all the main characters from previous seasons sort of gathered around an old CRT monitor, green one.
Actually, can you go back on this? I missed the...
No, I don't think it scrolls. I
scroll.
don't think it's...
Wait, is this Yul Brenner?
Yeah.
What? The actor? What else, Mason?
Folks, if you want to get into contact with us, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You can go to Weekly
Yul Brenner
Planet
was
Pod.
in the first Westworld movie.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You can go to weeklyplanetpod at Gmail, at Facebook, at Twitter, and Bandcamp. You can go to the Weekly Planet Pod subreddit and Discord. You can go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. If you want to follow some people on the socials, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
you can follow
I know,
our
man.
pal Rob Collings, who does the edit on this podcast, and many, many other things, both public and private. You can go to @RawCollings, and you can follow him also at The Weekly Planet. You can follow me at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter and Nick Maso on Instagram. James is Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies to chuck in a buck or an amount you wouldn't miss.
Give us $1 or another amount, maybe.
That's right.
But you don't have to.
That's right. Or you can go to bigsandwich.co, and for $9 per month, you can get a bonus podcast, movie commentaries, early videos, all kinds of stuff. It's a great time over there.
I agree. It
Tell
really
you-
is.
Tell you that much. Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. If you want some T-shirts, you can go to tpublic.com. You search for the Weekly
I
Planet.
do, Mason.
You can also go anywhere that sells T-shirts, I guess.
Yeah, that you get one.
But you want specifically Weekly Planet T-shirts.
Yeah, whatever. Do it. It's fine.
Next week, a different show.
And,
Same show, different stuff.
but Snake Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be really good. I can't wait to actually watch it. I'm actually going to sit down. I'm going to do it this week, Mason. Really excited. Genuinely.
Very excited.
Thanks, everybody.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Snake Eyes Babies.
Yeah, I guess it is, because you could just reject a veto, which is like the point of a veto.
I didn't reject the veto.
You rejected it. You kept doing the joke, and that's not part of the veto. If I veto, you have to say okay,
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
and then that's it.
All right. No, I know for next time.
You will.
But I feel like I should still be able to say a thing about it.
What about this is the thing I was going to say.
No.
It's too vague. I need specifics.
All right. Well,
we need something in writing.
Okay. Next week we'll do Snake Eyes, and we'll just do veto rules.
Maybe we'll do veto
No
rules
news,
first.
just veto
We'll
rules.
do veto rules first, and then if we can get to Snake Eyes, we'll
Okay,
yeah,
great.
cool.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Right.